And we're back. Oh, actually, lore talk, real quick, just for future viewers. Night Rain told me the significance. I mean, it told us all, but it told us why that is so important. Spiral trees, different statues. I understand a lot better now. This is the clearest angle. So not every pillar has the corpses on it. And the corpses are very reminiscent of Knockletio, Noxtella, and Nokron. Let's go. No, I really don't understand how to dodge that. I could have taken the angle on the doorway, but we dodged it pretty consistently. But you have to run a good distance from him. Let's try something different. Why don't I want to summon these guys? It's not against the rules or anything. I just don't want to. It's because of how their story ends when you do summon them. Ah. Alright. Let's look at it from a lore perspective. I don't want them to die, but that's a personal issue. They want to avenge both Moog and Saint Trina after knowing the truth, right? So if our whole goal is to get everyone to achieve their magnum opus, we would have to summon them. That's painful. That's painful. Alright, fine. As much as I want them to live. Let's go talk to Ansbach one last time down here. Who am I to decide who lives and dies? Ansbach, buddy. Tell me.
Righteous tarnished, we will have our victory. I swear upon my blood.
Oh, you know what? I also wanted to talk about the Bloodborne remake. Everyone was, like, Moist Critical made a video about it. Everyone's been talking about it. I have my opinion. As someone who loves the Soul series, I think, personally, I'm glad that it didn't get remade because it might have been another station seller, like another console exclusive, and we need to get past that console exclusive bullshit. I know Blue Point Studio made the Demon Souls remake, and I heard it's good, but the problem is that it's a Sony exclusive studio. They were making Sony games. Really, like that's no one like Sony is trying to keep every intellectual property they can get their grubby little hands on. And they unfortunately have Bloodborne, right? And if, as a game designer, right, my game designer perspective on it is if I was making a game series and a story that meant a lot to me personally, and then there was like a publisher who had the intellectual property and they were going to try and give away that project to that studio, and I want to work on it, right? It's like near and dear to me as a developer. I would tell them no. I'd be like, no, I want to fucking make it because it's my game to make. Are you dumb? So I understand if Miyazaki loves Bloodborne, I'm not him, I don't know his opinion on it, but if he wants to continue the story like we've heard in interviews and stuff, it makes sense for him to say no, because he wants to make the fucking game, not just a remake, but he wants to continue the series and make more of Bloodborne and probably not have it exclusive and get it into as many hands as possible to tell the story to everyone. So him telling Sony to go fuck themselves in a nicer way, I'm sure, is a good thing. Sony might reconsider making fucking exclusives and come back to the table to renegotiate. Like, hey, you can make the game you want to make, and we won't fuck with you, right? We'll let you make it. We won't have, like, executives giving you notes and shit, which they probably will do for a remake of a lesser studio. Yeah, we should. Let's get to phase 2 before we summon them. So it makes sense that he would say no. I actually agree with it. I know everyone's butthurt because they're like, I love Bloodborne and I wanted a Bloodborne remake, right? That's what people have been saying. And they're like, wow, From Software prevented us from getting a Bloodborne remake. But it's like, no, they just want to make the thing, right? Imagine you made a world, right? You made like a really cool story, and then some rich fuckface in like Sony was like, we're gonna take it from here. We're gonna, because in the Demon Souls remake, they added an armor set, right? They like added stuff to it. So it's not like a one-to-one remake. They're gonna add things and change things. So if it's near and dear to your heart as a person who made the world, you'd be like, no, I don't want you to change stuff. I want to work on that. I want to make it. I need it to be my story, right? Because I care about it. And they're trying to pitch it like a, don't worry, we'll let someone else work on the world you've been creating. So, like, from my perspective as a developer, I understand Miyazaki and From Software completely in that. Like, the way they would do it. How would I explain it in a way that everyone would understand? Imagine if Sakurai didn't work on Smash Bros. Imagine if Nintendo was like, oh, we're giving the Super Smash Bros. Intellectual property to a different studio with different designers, and it's going to be a remake of Smash Bros., but it's not going to have your touch on it, right? Everyone knows that Sakurai loves the game so much, he'll play the fucking game one controller with in each hand. He literally has streamed himself doing that. He plays 2-player versus himself to practice the game and make sure it's playable, like with timing and all this shit. So it's like that. Like, imagine if someone who cares about the game so much that they put themselves to challenges to make sure it's a good game, right? That makes sense. It makes sense to me why he would say no. And that's coming from someone who wants to play Bloodborne. If Blue Point Studio made it under Sony's supervision, it would be another exclusive, and I wouldn't get to play it because I don't have a PlayStation. They want me to buy a PlayStation to get it, so fuck that, right? I would rather From Software finally get their intellectual property back. They could just make it on PC, like remake it, and it's on Xbox. Well, I guess rest in peace Xbox, but it's on like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fuck me. I don't understand that timing. Maybe we have to sprint. That's one thing. Sometimes you have to sprint away from attacks. But yeah, the Bloodborne remake, I understand a lot of people are upset, but it always comes back down to corporate greed. Like, I'm sure they would remake the game if they had the time and resources to do it, but like that's probably the reason From Software didn't make Demon Souls, right? Or the remake. That's why they didn't do the remake for Demon Souls and another studio did it, because it was going to be another fucking exclusive. And From Software was probably like, no. Like, but I don't even want to touch that. Sony needs to just fucking let go. Let go of the intellectual property. What the fuck? If they acted like Bandai Namco or like a publisher instead and used the intellectual properties as like the method of gaining money, like getting other they were almost there, right? They hired a studio. This is like I mean, Moist Critical mentioned it. They hired a studio that made a good game in the Demon Souls remake. And it did well. People loved it. And then what did they do? They got that studio to make a live service God of War game instead of making another, like, Souls-like. And the problem with it was the studio they chose. Why not the original creators? Why not From Software, right? It wasn't that they did it. It was, why did they have to go to someone else to do that? Right? That's my question. Why would they not go to From Software? It's because they were making like Elden Ring and all these other games. And so, just give the fucking IP back to the people who made the game originally. As like a show of good faith. And be like, hey, can you also just make like exclusive content for the console wouldn't be that bad. Like, there's a costume on PlayStation that's not in PC, because then people can like mod it into PC.
At long last you are returned.
It's not that big of a deal when they do that. It's like, whatever, we can still get access to it. It's just not in an official capacity. So it's a reason for people to buy the game. 1, 2, all right. You fucking gotta be kidding me. You kill me with the same thing. My rule in phase 2 is I gotta stay close to him, and I'm backing away. Psyching myself out. I'm also talking about game development and not locked the fuck in, but we keep getting to phase 2, which is a good sign right at the start. We've dodged every attack. At least once, on purpose, without just spam rolling. So we gotta just stitch it together. We gotta practice them and lock it together. If I don't get them today, I'm taking a break tomorrow, and then we'll come back another day. The day after tomorrow. Oh, I rolled too early. Fuck me. Also, I wanted to start my stream earlier today, but I was watching Challenger Andy do the Dude Souls. He was playing Dark Souls 1 on a trumpet. He's like back to it. So, I was just talking in his chat to him. I might get into Dark Souls modding. Because he needs, he was talking about how he wants Dark Souls 2 stuff and Dark Souls 3. And he was like, it's just too complicated to do. And I was like, well, I've never made a mod for Dark Souls. I've made mods before, but you'd think like my favorite series Dark Souls, I've modded, but I haven't modded that. I've only made mods for Fallout, and it was a personal mod. I wanted a green laser to shoot out of a plasma gun. Or no, the laser rifle I wanted to shoot green instead of red. Like beams. So I just modded it. I learned how to mod for that. That's not even a joke. Okay. So go to the right. Yeah, that's weird. But if anyone is going to be upset about the Bloodborne remake, just be upset at... Hello, how are you? I am doing good. There's some stuff I wanted to talk to today. I was watching Challenger Andy earlier play Dark Souls 1 on trumpet. We were just joking around and stuff in chat. It was a good day so far. I don't know if you heard the news about the Bloodborne remake that got canceled because of Blue Point Studios being canned, but that, again, is a Sony decision. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think it's Sony's fault. Again, maybe you'll have some sad. Maybe you'll share a perspective, right? We can enlighten each other. We know as Souls fans, Bloodborne is what Miyazaki went to go make it while his teams were working on Dark Souls 2. So he clearly likes and prefers the Bloodborne setting. So it's not like, oh, he doesn't like Bloodborne, right? He probably, and the news was that Miyazaki liked Bloodborne so much that he didn't want other people to make it. He wanted to make it. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. If you're making a world and lore and establishing this new setting, then you don't want someone else to take over and do that, right? You don't want them to remake it. And it might also be another intellectual property thing where it's like he's sick of Sony holding on to the Bloodborne IP for exclusives. So he's just like, no, fuck you. Is it going to be exclusive? And if they say yes, he's like, all right, I actually have other shit to do. You know, like, keep it professional. I'm fucking so sick of the animation cancels. We're already starting with this shit. Ah. I'm sick of animation cancels. I keep dying to animation cancels. I'm done with it. But like, as someone who hasn't played Bloodborne and really wants to, I don't own a fucking PlayStation that can play it. So everyone's telling me to like emulate it, right? So technically, because I live in California, I could buy it digitally on PlayStation Network so that I have it, I legally own it, and then I can emulate it because you can legally emulate games that you own in California. So then Sony doesn't get like butthurt that I'm emulating the fucking game. And also I'm not doing wrong by Miyazaki. Because I don't like pirating games of people I actually like. So if I did a legitimate purchase, I'd feel way better about emulating. But I completely understand Miyazaki's perspective as a game developer. Right? Like, you're working on the Backrooms game right now. Imagine if someone, like a rich executive, was like, we're gonna take it from here and give it to a different studio, and you have no say because you're not working on the project anymore. Right? They'd be like, no, I wanted to make the game. What the fuck? So, I see both sides of the argument. Sony is just holding on to intellectual properties, and they're like, we could give it to a different studio. Like, why not give it to the fucking studio that made the game originally? Even if they do make these bosses to have animation cancels, that fucking upset me so much. I get it. I get it. I get it. It does suck to upset the fans. But it just, in my opinion, it's probably Sony holding on to the intellectual property and not understanding the creative aspect of it, right? Like, it is an entire world that Miyazaki went off to go make instead of Dark Souls, right? There's Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and then going to make Bloodborne means he stepped away from this series to go work on that one. And I think they're tied together with the Umbasa cut dialogue and all this shit. But it must be annoying to like make something so good and then they're like, this is good, and that's why we're not letting you share it with anyone. When you make something good, you're like, I want everyone to see this. It's like, no, just fuck you, Sony. Let him make it on other consoles. You could still be a publisher, you could still make money off it. You'll probably make even more money off of it if he gets to fucking put it on other consoles. So it's just stupid. But dare I say, why remake when you could just make a sequel? I never played it though, so I don't know how good it is. Maybe it's so good it doesn't need a remake. Like, I heard some people saying that, and I was like, that's a crazy take. To be like, the game is so good, it's a masterpiece already. They just need to up the frames, which you could do in like an update. Some games get updated. Like, that would be the craziest to make good for the community. Some games get updated like 20 years. I'm so fucking done with this goddamn boss. Some games get updated like decades after they get released, or like a decade after release with like no content updates, right? They just find the files and they're like, oh, we could just send out a patch for this now that there's like Steam updates and shit. Glue yourself to the boss. 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 I have to tell myself like a million times. Glue myself. It really sucks. Exclusives don't make sense to me. That's why would you want to have it limited to a device when it could be everywhere and you get more sales? Because they make more money. They make money when people buy the console to buy the game. They get double the money. You have to buy the console to get it. So people would buy, they think in their fucking dumbass head, people are going to invest $800 in a console to buy a $60 game instead of people are probably going to emulate it, and you can't keep track of those numbers, you fucking idiots at Sony. You know how it works. Like I just said, you're right. And you're right, right? I'm right and you're right. It's better to make it on more consoles so that more people have access to it and do like an official release if you want the money. But they think that they're going to get more money from console sales, and like it's a reason to buy the console. One single $60 game. It's like they think, oh, that $60 purchase is so good and worth it that I'm going to go buy an $800 or however fucking expensive it is with scalpers, right? Like, I'm going to go buy a console to then buy that game. Like, that's not really how the world works. They're so rich and out of touch that they're like, yeah, everyone's got hundreds of dollars to spare so that they can make a purchase. It's like, no, it's... Again, these games already exist. You're competing with everything that's out already, right? On PC, on Xbox, all of the non-exclusive games is what you're actually competing with. Because it's like, why the fuck would I buy... I've played Demon Souls on PlayStation. I know it's a good game. But why the fuck would I buy the remake when there's Elden Ring, right? I would just play Elden Ring. Why the fuck would I buy, like, a Pokemon exclusive when there are emulators, and again, it is completely legal to emulate a game that I've already bought. So I own Pokemon like every generation for Game Boy Advance and DS. So I can emulate them and stream them legally, right? So them re-releasing the $20 Fire Red and Leaf Green, it's funny because I just the day before emulated those. I just downloaded them on an emulator, but I own them. So it's not illegal for me to do that, right? Here in California, you got to check where you are. It's different everywhere. But it's like if I already own the fucking thing, I could just do it legally. But there are pirates everywhere who are like, I'm just gonna fucking illegally pirate your 60. There's no way I'm spending $560 on something that's free. That's why, like, they really don't understand how the world works. They are so rich and out of touch. They're like, no one's gonna break the law. They'd rather spend $700 to line our pockets. It's like, no, everyone I know pirates it. But you know, they don't really worry about that kind of financial shit because they're rich as fuck. The executives at Sony, I get millions upon maybe billions of dollars because they hoard the intellectual properties. Like, they're just fucking stupid. They're actually dumb as shit. What I think probably happened is that guy, whoever modded Bloodborne to be 60 frames, right, when they modded it, From Software was like, cool, the community took it into their own hands, we don't need to do it. Fuck Sony. Right? They just literally don't worry about it and started making something else. And then Sony is like, hey, can we get a remake? Like, we know that it'll do numbers, and they're like, can we release it on more than just fucking PlayStation? Sony was like, hell no. We love exclusives. We'll fucking kill you. And then they're like, yeah, no, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. The community has the back of From Software. They will patch it before Sony gets their exclusive. Where I am, games can be emulated even without having purchased. Yeah. And I think that's even the case most places. And that's why I'm not like tripping on like, oh, I emulated it. But I do. I've shown my discs of Dark Souls 1 and well, I have Dark Souls 1 on Steam, like I purchased it again. But it's like those games, the games are so good that I would be willing to purchase them again on Steam, even though I have the fucking game on PlayStation 3 and I have my PlayStation 3, just because I love From Software and think they deserve the purchase. I wouldn't emulate it. I would buy it legitimately again if it was just released on PC. A lot of companies realized that. Square Enix, not Nintendo, because they just make hand over fist. They make money hand over fist. Like, take my money with their exclusives like Pokemon and shit, but they're so litigious and sue everyone if they have like Pokey even in their name. So they're a whole different can of worms. They'll sue a mom and pop shop for having a fucking...
Lord brother.
That's not even a joke. They did that recently. A place was robbed with Poke Center or Poke Traders or something like that, and Nintendo reached out to them, and instead of making it good or helping them out, they were like, you have to change your name because you have Poke in the name. It's like, wow, fuck you, Nintendo, for that. They were just robbed at gunpoint, and you're like, also change your name. Like, just fucking goddamn. But that's like what I mean by like they're so rich and out of touch they don't realize that like that's gonna make everyone think you're a fucking asshole. That was like this week, like a week ago, that happened. With Nintendo and that store that was robbed. It's not even like, oh, this was years ago and it's under new management. It's like, no, this was like a couple days ago that happened. The executives at the larger game studios, they like don't worry about making games anymore. They're like, we have intellectual properties, and we'll hold on to these for dear life. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the animation cancels. I was distracted by that one entirely. I was talking about Pokemon. I should only get one attack in, but this fight's gonna be like an hour. We got this. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. With the amount of people that are PC players and move to PC because of the stupid high console prices, it would be more likely and be... It would be most likely be better for them to put Bloodborne on PC. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was saying with, like, exclusives, right? You don't need to make it only for PlayStation, but you don't need to only release it for PC either. You can have them develop for both. That's how most things are released. Actually, Monster Hunter World, or not Monster Hunter World, the newer one, Wilds or something. Like, World was made with PC in mind, and it came out and I loved it. But, like, Wilds did the exclusive shit where they're like, well, we'll focus on console first. And then it got review bombed on PC where most people stream it, right? So that is the first impression that people get, is like, oh, when I watch the streamers play it, it's a buggy mess and everyone hates it and all of its negative press, right? So I don't actually want to buy the game on console either. So it's like when you make a shitty PC port, it hurts your console sales because that's what people watch, is the fucking PC port, because OBS and streamers are on PC mostly. It's harder to go and get a fucking, like, Delgado, whatever it's called. What are the cards called? Not graphics cards, but like recording cards, where you can like you broadcast the TV and console stuff, capture cards. So it's like the capture cards are such a like complex thing that most people just pirate the game and play it on PC, or emulate the games and play them on PC, or just play the PC port, right? So now that new Monster Hunter Wilds is like trying to patch the game and make it a good PC port to like do damage control, because they're realizing now PC is actually important. And yeah, there's like, it's like millions of people. Most people have PCs in their houses. Not everyone is going to have every console in their house, but a lot of houses have work PCs, right? So if you make it not backwards compatible, but like you could turn the graphics down and play it on a lower end PC. Like if you optimize for PC, you have so many fucking customers available to you that don't have your console. And then maybe with cross-platform, right, which is another thing, another issue, they'll play with PlayStation people, make friends who have PlayStation, and they're like, oh, that game that you're talking about sounds cool. And they're like, well, it's a PlayStation exclusive. And they're like, oh, actually, like, I might get a PlayStation because I made friends who have PlayStation, and they're telling me about PlayStation games. So it's like cross-platform could help you. And non-exclusives. Like they have the opposite view of what they should. I wonder, like, if they did it, right? If they made, I should have healed there. If they made a game, like one game that they really want to be an exclusive, right? Like if they made one game non-exclusive, I wonder how that would work for them. Like I wonder if they would do so much, they would make so much money they'd be like, oh wait, what the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4. Glue yourself to the boss. Glue yourself to the boss. No fucking way, dude. I felt myself press that. I know I pressed the dodge there. You fucking asshole. Anyway. I think it's just the executives aren't gamers, right? They don't play the game, which is what I was saying with like the Sakurai example for Smash Bros. He plays the game as he's making the game, which as a game developer who does that, I know that that's the best way for me to design things into the game. So if a rich executive that doesn't even fucking play video games is the one that's making decisions about gaming, most people who play the games are going to be like, what dipshit made this decision? It's like they don't even play the fucking game, right? That happens a lot. It happened with Bobby Kotick, who we know was in the Epstein files and taking advice from the pedophile, right? And that's why microtransactions are so popular in Blizzard Activision games, was because, I'm not even joking about that, by the way. It's because a pedophile was saying, oh, we should make kids, spend their parents' money and get them introduced into economies early. Like, actually, that is why there was, microtransactions in Blizzard games. So all of that shit I was talking about Hearthsteel, I wasn't just right. I'm not just on the right side of history because I was saying, like, you're targeting children. They were intentionally targeting children. Like, actually. On purpose. They're like the worst, most evil shit possible. So, like, the executives who make these decisions are fucking monsters and or just dipshits. But actually, they're monsters, so. Fuck microtransactions. Fuck the executives that try to force that shit on people. It's not even, like, a secret. They're official government websites. You can check it yourself. They're, like, tracking the Activision Blizzard numbers to Epstein. And, like, the actual... Not even, like, oh, a friend of Epstein. It's like, no, Epstein himself was the dude that was tracking it with direct communications to Bobby Kotick about that specifically. So, sometimes when it feels like these people are out of touch, they aren't just out of touch, they're genuinely fucking monsters. So, keep that shit out of gaming, right? 100%. All of that, when I said it was fucking terrible that they were including a new microtransaction currency into World of Warcraft, everyone who defended it didn't know they were literally defending a pedophile. But they were. They were the guy who decided that was a pedophile. So, I mean, it doesn't get more I told you so I was 100% right than that. Like, what, you're gonna say, you're gonna argue against me because you like the game and you'd rather defend the design philosophies of a literal monster. Like, fuck you, you're an idiot and you don't know shit about game design, you piece of shit moron. Okay? I like, that's my actual opinion now. Before I was like saying it because I was mad and saying it's illegal because like they're trying to change the laws and there were already court cases where they said it's predatory against children, but now like the predators' emails leaked and we know that is actually why they were doing it. So yeah, duh. Well, I don't know, like, that's the kind of feeling with the Sony PlayStation shit that I'm talking about. Like, the only reason you would do that is you're just a rich, out-of-touch fucking moron. Like, it doesn't actually... What the fuck? Was I out of stamina? I tried to roll forward. It looked like I was out of stamina, though. That one's not on the game. I soaked too many hits. But yeah. An impassioned speech about why microtransactions suck. Bobby Kotick isn't with Blizzard anymore, but that was where that design philosophy trickled down from that executive. So it's like, yeah, if they think we can make more money by doing that, it doesn't matter. The reason you know and do that is because of, like, the worst person in history right now. That we know of. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some executive email from Sony that leaks, and it's like, oh, well, we don't care that. We hear that everyone doesn't want that. What the fuck? That was a confusing death. Normally I dodge that, and I use an entire Ash of War animation, and I still dodge, like, the next attack. Just got hit with 2 light attacks. It's... Now he's just going super fast. Probably not the worst person, but one of them, yeah. They were hunting children in forests and killing them, and it's all like public knowledge, so probably one of the worst people. Oh, I can't think of anyone worse. Like maybe a customer of his, right? Which haven't been persecuted. So that's a whole other topic. But more to talk about just like in the game design space, right? Motherfucker, I'm dodging forward. I got hit by the first attack, which means the dodge didn't go through. Fuck. But yeah, in terms of game design, it's still that's where that came from in terms of Activision Blizzard. But I'm comparing it to Sony because the executives over there feel just as out of touch as Bobby Kotick, who was actually in the Epstein files. So it's like if that's the executive you're getting compared to, not the best look. It's like the only one I can even think to compare you to is one of the like historically shittiest fucking company runners who just was trying to make himself richer, like exactly what I was saying Sony's doing. That just didn't care about the game, right? They don't play the game. They were just a rich dude who ran things and was like, I want it to make me more money. So make it to make me more money. I don't care if it's a good game. I heard that this makes more money, so add this, right? And now everyone's like sick of microtransactions and battle passes. And it feels like every fucking game has it crammed into it because it makes executives money. It's not a design thing. See, that's why I was confused. I should have survived that previous death. I dodged too early. I know I dodged too early there. I held the sprint. Thank God. And again, that's why with the whole Bloodborne thing, I don't want people to be like mad at From Software, where they don't fire people en masse for executive numbers. Reward branches is what we need. Gain rewards by playing just a free battle pass. How I view it is like with Elden Ring, right? You make a game that's amazing. People have hundreds of hours, thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours, and I've seen it myself. I have them on my friends list. Thousands of hours in these games. And then you release a DLC, right? Because you have time to work on the game. You just make a good game. I know, who would have thought? And then you can add more to the game, and people will purchase it. You don't have to make a sequel. You don't have to make a battle pass. You keep the lights on by making good content for your game. People try to do like the battle pass things, but it's like those people want to play a battle pass game because the fucking game is good and they're willing to spend on it. That's why 90% of battle pass games fail or don't have like the popularity they used to when they add a battle pass, because it's like, well, the game isn't actually worth paying monthly subscriptions, right? World of Warcraft, they did like the opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The fourth attack missed me. But I agree, like branching paths, multiple replayability. Even if you just want to tell a good story and you have a bunch of stories lined up for like different games and you do sequels, it's not like sequels are bad. Again, the Elden Ring is like the 8th game in the fucking series because Night Rain connects it to Dark Souls. Because it's just connected now. You can't even argue. I used to say it was connected. It's changed so much, but like From Software does it right. And again, that's why I don't think it's Miyazaki or From Software to blame that we don't have a fucking Bloodborne remake. I'm like, no, it's probably Sony. I'm gonna go with the greedy piece of shit executive that holds on to intellectual properties, holding on to intellectual properties, right, as the issue here, and not like the really famous and good game develop. Whoa, what the fuck? My character like turned around. And not the like really good ethical game designers who doesn't do mass layoffs for a buck, right? Like, who are you siding with here? I haven't seen a lot of people complaining about From Software, but I have seen some comments like, wow, From Software deprived us. We didn't get a Bloodborne remake and it's From Software's fault. I'm like, no, it's probably Sony's. If I had to put money on it, it's like exactly what I said before of the IP is near and dear to the developer's heart and they don't want to just remake it for a quick buck. They were like, oh, you know what? A remake does sound good. We could do it. And then Sony was like, nah. We want someone else to do it that'll listen to us. So we want Bluepoint to do it, right? I think, again, the Moist Critical video talked about it, like, and he showed examples of interviews, like, From Software and Miyazaki himself said that they wanted to make Bloodborne content in the past, and Sony was the one that was holding back. So Sony not letting you make a sequel to your game or a remake and then saying, hey, we want to make a sequel or remake with this studio, Bluepoint, that did Demon Souls, it'd be like, fuck you. Like, if I were Miyazaki, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? You said I couldn't, and we're one of the best studios and developers in the world right now, most famous, everyone's knocking us off, and you won't give it back to us? You're gonna have a different fucking studio? Dude, fuck you. Like, I would be so mad if I were Miyazaki. Like, they probably have to do, like, a very business-oriented, like, oh, no, you know what, we would rather do it, or, yeah, I would want to do it, you know, so maybe we can't let you do the remake, please. Like, they would have to do nice, or play ball and be nice, because Sony owns the intellectual property, but they probably, like, if I were in their shoes, I'd be mad as fuck. I'd be like, you didn't let me fucking remake this game for years, and now you're doing it? Made a series so good that a genre came out of it. Like, actually... I got chipped by the light. I dodged too early because the ring travels slow. I didn't want to drink my physic, which makes me immune to light damage. But yeah, exactly. They made a fucking a genre. They made a genre. And it's not just dodge rolling, but it's like when you die and drop your stuff, you have to go back and get it. But if you die on the way back, it's gone forever. That's why it's a Souls-like. Right? It's because Demon Souls, which again is one of the IPs that Sony famously hoards, and that's why it's the Demon Souls remake is only on PlayStation, because Sony doesn't like developers making anything but exclusives. So again, I would totally understand if I were From Software, I would tell Sony to go fuck themselves. I'd be like, you gotta be fucking with me, actually. Especially if, like, I said in the past I wanted to work on more Bloodborne content, right? And then that happened. Like, I want to make Minecraft 2, and then I'm like the Minecraft developer. I feel like it's like one of the most purchased games in the world, so everyone would understand. And then Microsoft is like, no, but we'll give the IP to make Minecraft 2 to someone else, right? And spin-off games of Minecraft. I'd be like, why can't I do it? I fucking asked you so many times to do that exact thing. Why does it have to be another developer? You fucking can't be serious right now. Like, again, like, I'm getting upset for them. Like, that's fucked up. Miyazaki said he wants to make Bloodborne content, and Sony was like, nah. I'm dead. Okay, so he's starting to he hasn't done that really ever, where he casts that point blank. I think Notch is actually making a second Minecraft, but I'm not sure though. Yeah, well, he's like a weirdo. And a lot of the good content that came from early Minecraft was Jeb, who still works there. Like if you go back and watch like the documentaries and stuff, I've watched like Indie Game the documentary like a million times, but like I follow a lot of development news and developers more so than like the people who hold the intellectual property. And Minecraft, if it didn't have like Jeb, I know everyone could attributes it to Notch, but Notch there's a game that's just like Minecraft, like early Minecraft when Notch was working on it, and then Jeb made all of the features we actually like. A lot of like the weird mechanics that people think are super cool. What the fuck is going on right now? Was actually made by the guy who's still working there. So, you know what? Fuck Notch. I said it. No, but no, I'm just kidding. It's also, I think it's hard to capture, like, there aren't a lot of people who make multiple genre-defining games throughout their life. You make a really good game, and then that's kind of, you could do like Dark Souls, Elden Ring from Software, where you keep working on it. I just like building things in it. It's fun to me. Yeah, and I love that too. But I do love the survival aspect, and a lot of like the cool niche mechanics came from Dinnerbone and Jeb. They hired a modder, right? Sometimes it's the team. That's why I've said this before with From Software. It's so important to not fire your developers, right? Because they will, they'll know if you make a sequel or you want to make more content for your game, right? They'll know the engine, they'll know the features and the code, so it's easier for them to add to it or work on it or make it better. But if you hire new people, you have to teach them everything that exists, right? And then start making new content for your game. So that's why a lot of studios in the West here, when they do like Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, they like hire people, they make $1 bajillion, and then they fire everyone. Oh, that actually happened with Subnautica. Like I don't have to like use only one example. That was like what Subnautica is in hot water for, right? They made Subnautica 2, and then the IP holder didn't want to pay out bonuses because they didn't just reach their deadline. They played the game and they're like, oh, the game is actually good. And that scared them. They said if they meet their timeline quota and sales quota, we'll have to pay them out. So they had to like pretend like the game wasn't good and pretend like the game wasn't ready, and now they're in court fighting over it because they wanted to get rid of the team because the team did so good. It's like with the disconnected executives, they're worried so much about their bottom line. They're like, oh no, we actually have to pay people for making good games. Quick, fire them all, right? And it's like we as gamers get shittier products because these fucking executives do dumb shit like that. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna be forgiving and on Sony's side here. It sucks what they did to Bluepoint, but that was Sony's decision to close it again. So it's like, you can't even blame Bluepoint. It's like they made a good game with Demon Souls remake, and even From Software acknowledged like that was so good it made us step up our game for Elden Ring. So it's like Elden Ring is amazing because they were, you know, there's a competition. They actually had good people making good games, and Sony closed that studio. So it's like, fuck Sony. It keeps coming back to who the fuck is in charge at Sony, and like in terms of holding their intellectual property. That guy's a dipshit. Like actually. Gonna have to run. You'd never be able to get me to side with Sony on anything, especially against From Software. Not you, but like the people who I saw in the not YouTube comments, like Instagram Reel comments, like complaining about this, like, wow, we were so fucking close. It's like, yeah. But who closed down the studio? 1, 2, 3, 4, dodge. Dodge into it. I shouldn't have shielded. I should have just dodged. I'm never blocking again in phase 2. Except for the teleport move. The shield gets you killed for that exact reason. I can't dodge out of it. He pushed me back into the beam of light, which hits me before I can dodge. So I'm dead. I died when I picked up my shield. It's not the game. Wasn't an animation cancel. I'm just bad. So fucking annoying to die like that, though. So, as someone who wants to play Bloodborne and would give Sony the money if they just released it on PC. What the fuck was that? Who the fuck's over there? Who'd you throw that at, bud? I fought him so many times my computer doesn't know how to register what the fuck is going on anymore. Oh, that was a mistake. Or not. He didn't react. No animation cancel. We'll take that. As a developer, right, as someone who makes games, which is, I don't make like good games. I don't make famous games. But as someone who makes games, the scariest thing for me is to work for a larger studio, or not even studio, work for like a larger company and have to take notes. It's like, oh, I know you're making the game right now and you have all of this content planned and all these assets laid out. Can you stop what you're doing and add battle passes so we can make money? Right? Like, that shit would be the worst for me, because it's like I now have to decide which content. How the fuck sometimes it just takes a path you can't dodge, I think. Because there was no way we're getting there. I see that you're sending messages, but it's not showing up in top chat. What the fuck's going on? There is okay, I went to live chat and it's there. There is a pain every time I hear you say I'm bad. Lol, if you're bad at the game, then what am I? I'm bad. Well, I'm bad and getting better. How about that? That's the actual, when I'm saying I'm bad, that's what I mean. I'm bad right now. I have to learn to dodge it. And then when I'm dodging the attacks, I'm better. I did it. I got better at the game. Not every moveset is the same, not every combo is the same, and not everyone's journey is the same. Like, maybe you're able to fucking dodge that, but I didn't. Son of a bitch. Ah, it's killing me. Ugh. I fucking can't, dude. I can't dodge that. I don't know how. I don't know how to dodge that consistently. Sometimes I get lucky and the path I take is perfect, and then sometimes it's really close. Watch. Go to the right here, and then you run inward. I still got hit. I still got fucking hit. I was dodging, and I still got hit. I don't know how to dodge that fucking move at all. Some people say you can outrun it, but that, not the death that just happened, but the one right before it, I was running and every meteor hit me. There wasn't a chance for me to outrun that. I was in the path of every fucking meteor. They all hit me. So you can't just run. Because that's what I did. And I got hit by every fucking meteor. Like that, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. I don't know how to dodge that. Like, I know that was good advice, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And I don't know if there's a random element to it, because the meteorites take a semi-randomized path. Like, some of them are closer to you, and some of them are further. And it's random, right? It's not consistent. It is actually random which ones are closer and which ones are further. But I tried to go along, like, the further back route and the closer route. I just can't fucking do it, dude. I don't understand, you fucking asshole. So look, the back ones are here. Right? I was running. I got hit by like half of those. I tried to dodge. It looked like my character just stopped and turned around though. To like run into them. That might have just been a controller fuck up. Sometimes that happens when my controller disconnects, it'll like do this. Even though I'm holding forward and I'm not letting go. The disconnect for like inputs a backwards turn or like a sideways turn. But if I can move the camera, it's not a controller disconnect. I don't know. I actually have no clue. And he knows that I can't fucking dodge it. See, like, that one was clearly behind me. So some of them don't go directly for you. I think, dare I say, there is a chance that all of them do a random path that's, like, way behind you, and you can outrun them. And if they randomly... I can't believe I'm saying random in this fight. But if you randomly get targeted by them, you're probably gonna get hit, and you can't... What the fuck? You can't just run. Running probably works most of the time. But that one, I'm glad it left one meteor there, because that shit was like way behind me, a whole body's length. Like you could fit another me in between the meteor and my character. What? What? I watched myself dodge that. I don't want to say it's glitching out, but what the fuck is going on with Radon? We just yesterday were kicking the shit out of him, and now he's like using moves and weird spacing, and fucking I can't dodge anything. This is why I need a break. This is why I need a day to just not fucking play this game. Let my computer rest. The fucking computer is throwing shit out that doesn't make any goddamn sense. He's doing ranged attacks at point blank and throwing the ranged attacks at like outside the arena. The meteor is shot completely to the side and not even at me. One of those times. We've never seen that before. Where he just completely fucking whiffs the attack. So do I have to just run as far as I can, and then when he throws it? Okay, that still kind of looked like it made contact with me in my roll, but it's fine. We dodged it. Okay, I know I rolled there. I'm actually just... some of my rolls aren't going through. I'm gonna need a new fucking controller to fight this. It's been dwindling. There have been many disconnects of my controller in this playthrough towards the end now. And missed inputs. My problem with... yeah, like that. My problem with the stomp is normally I roll early. Stream is freezing a bit, it seems. I don't have any drop frames. But OBS was being weird a second ago. It says drop frame 0%. I'm still at 10,000 kilobytes per second. It's only using 2% of my CPU. And I'm at 60 frames. Out of 60 frames. on like the stat bar. But like there is a chance that like OBS is wrong. Sometimes it might be YouTube. OBS will continue streaming, and then YouTube is actually just done. Like the stream ends, but OBS says I'm still live and streaming, and I have the stop streaming and end broadcast buttons, which if my fucking broadcast already ended, it might be a YouTube issue. I'm gonna keep looking at my phone. Message me on Steam if the stream goes down, if you could. If I'm like in the middle of a fight or sentence and the fucking thing disconnects, you'll know. You just run away and then run sideways. Maybe? Jesus Christ, it gets so close to me too every time. When I do dodge it, it still like clips my fucking ankle. Okay, okay, alright dude. Alright dude. The fucking dodge mechanics. I almost want to hit my controller just to like maybe loosen up the software inside. Not even out of rage, out of curiosity. Oh, do you have Radon's cat? You know who Radon's cat is? I've been wondering about it for a bit. There's like I know what you're talking about. There's like an item that mentions Radon has a cat, right? Or there is something that mentions it. My theory is that he's a fan of the lions, so he probably he loves lions, right? Because of all of the lion symbolism everywhere. He's a giant dude, like actually giant. Oh, actually, Vati is wrong again. Radon doesn't just become giant when he's eating corpses as a mindless zombie. There's 2 times we see Radon before that. We see him fighting Melania in the trailer to the game, because that's when he gets corrupted, is when he's fighting Melania, and he's giant. And when he's fighting Margit the Fell in the intro cutscene, Margit and him are the same size. He's like a little bit bigger. So he was bigger than Margit the Fell, and he's a giant when Melania corrupts him. So I don't know what the fuck Vati Vidya said, like he was eating corpses and became giant. It's like, no, Radon was always big. I don't know where the fuck you got that from, but he was always big. Like the 2 times we've ever seen him before the corruption, he was giant. He was a giant. So my theory of him being related to the giants with the red hair thing, but that's gonna tie into the cat thing. I think his cat is one of the cats that watch the keep. When you get there, there's 2 lions. The like claw lion bosses. It's probably that. Because he loves lions. And that's a lion. And lions are cats, like big felines, right? So probably the cats we kill. Most people who own cats have more than 1 cat, and we find 2 cats in Radon's castle. That's my theory. We kill his cats. They're the big lions. I've seen no one pose any other theory as to who the fuck the cats could be, except that's my theory. We killed his cats. Just like we killed him and his horse. But Melania is looking up at Radon in the trailer like he's a giant, even back then before he gets corrupted. And she's huge as fuck. We already know how tall she is, so if he's bigger than her, then he was always huge. That's a fact. So Vati in like his lore drop says that like Radon was eating the corpses and became giant. It's like, no, he was a giant. He was a fucking gigantic person. Which makes me think that his cats were the giant cats. Because if he was always a giant, then those would be the cats for him. Lore drop. Radon was always a giant. Radagon was a giant. Rykard turns into a giant snake. Ronnie's corpse on the top of the fucking divine tower with the half mark of the centipede is the size of Melania. Giant, right? We lay down next to Ronnie. Not many people have. She's twice our size. So Ronnie's physical body, giant. Mogan Margit, giants. Radagon, giant. Radon, giant. Riker, giant. That's my theory. That's my theory, is that they were always giants. Alright, buddy. Radon has constant growth spurt. Yeah, exactly. Well, go look at the trailer for the game, right? I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure, like, the shot of Melania... Of course he would just immediately use this fucking move that I'm like, I have trouble dodging. 1, 2, 3, 4, dodge. And dodge. Alright. We're getting better at that. 1, 2, I need to not back away. Either America is liking into giant... Either that or America just has a liking to giants. She literally massacred all of them and damned the last one to be the keeper of the fell flame. I don't think she likes giants. She has a thing for giants. Never ask, what is the joke? Never ask a white supremacist what race his girlfriend is. That's America. If you don't know, there's a lot of times that someone that is who is racist will typically date the like ethnicity that they're racist against. They're not really racist, it's just like a vocalized hatred because it's the social norm. They don't even agree with their own racism. They're fucking idiots. Racism's bad, but I just feel like I need to say that. But that's the joke. Is typically racists date the race that they're racist against, and it's very confusing, but it does happen a lot. I dodged way too early there. But I didn't even coin that joke. I didn't make that joke up. That's like a thing I've heard throughout my life. Never ask a racist the ethnicity of their partner. It's typically the one that they're saying shit against. And you're like, oh, okay, what the fuck? You're an idiot. You're like, what the fuck? But that is literally America's story from my perspective. If Radagon... Alright, I'll explain why. America is to Mikola what Radagon is to Radon, right? And Saint Trina is the gloam-eyed queen to America. So Mikola got rid of the physical form of Saint Trina to be Radon, right? That's why they're like holding them and possessing them here. He imposed his will. Mikola imposed their will on Radon. That's what's happening here, right? That's why in phase 2 they try to hug you and impose their will on you. Because Mikola still has that power. He's still doing that. I think that's actually why they have that power in this fight and can kill you like that. If you get grabbed twice, you succumb to Mikola's will. But that means that Mikola got rid of Saint Trina and still has the power to impose his will on others. So it wasn't Saint Trina that gave him that power. That's Mikola's power. So if that's what's happening here, right? Thematically, it echoes, right? It rhymes with what happened with Radagon and America. Mikola doesn't want people to know that's what's happening here. We find that out through the secrets in the DLC. It's a secret right scroll, and you have to go through a secret progression of a quest. Instead of killing Ansbach, you have to spare him and kill Needle Knight Leda, right? So no one actually is supposed to know that Nicola is coming back here. We happen to know. It's like hindsight's 2020. It's the same thing with Marika. In the base game, we're not supposed to know where Marika is. The intro says she's missing. We don't know where she is. But we know because of spoilers that she's in the tree and she's Radagon, right? It's a secret. It's such a poorly kept secret that everyone just defaults to pretending everyone knows it, right? So it's a secret that Nicola is possessing Radon and inside of Mohg's body. That's what they want to do, is just to possess them and have Radon go out and kill everybody in his name. So that is what Marika did to Radagon. And that's why they presumably killed, quote-unquote, the Glowmide Queen, just like how... And again, it's not me just pulling that out of nowhere. That explains why Melina is born with the Glowmide Queen's powers, right? Because her children, Marika's children... The truth is in the blood. That's like Mohg's whole thing. The god of truth is blood. Because you can't deny your heritage in Elden Ring. You are born with the powers of your ancestors, and it's the power of love that actually gives you, your children, the natural power, right? Through birthing. I dodged too early there. So, it's when you do everything in the game, which we've done multiple times now, it tells you the secrets through the blood, right? Who has golden powers, right? It's Godwyn the Golden. It's Margit the Fell. The ones born from Horaloo. Who doesn't have golden powers? Horaloo. Their father. Why would that... Like, how does that make any fucking sense? It's because they had to kill the Divine Lion and give Horaloo the powers. Also, going through Night Rain and going through the sequel game that kind of reveals a lot of the secrets. It's like they had to sacrifice young maidens to keep their world going. The Noxstellan Society. The Nox. Right? That's like one of the big secret reveals in that one. That's like a 0.03% drop rate. The secret is that they were sacrificing young girls who were too young to oblige. So that's why I say, as a joke, Miquella's in the Epstein files, because they sacrificed Saint Trina, the young girl who was too young to oblige. It's actually the story. That's part of what Miquella's doing here. Like, everyone talks about the secrets like they're common knowledge, so we forget that they're even secrets, right? And it's like, what story implication does it have that Miquella wants to keep this a secret? That Mohg's body is the one with Radon in it, right? If it were up to Needle Knight Leda, the one that's loyal to Miquella, Ansbach, the one who seeks truth, would be dead, right? Which is what happened in Kami's playthrough. Kami killed Ansbach because he liked Leda, right? And he killed Hornsent early because he liked Leda, which is like, it feels like you're supposed to side with Needle Knight Leda. Me reading everyone's dialogue and listening to everything, I was like, this bitch is crazy. She's talking about killing all of the people who helped her. As soon as Miquella's seal, or as soon as Saint Trina's seal is broken, she wants to fucking murder everyone. Leda literally wants to murder all of the compatriots. And then she even calls herself out on it, like, oh, you know, I'm kind of untrusting. It's like, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then you get all the way up to the top, and then you find out that she was going to betray you too, no matter what. You have to kill her. So it's like we view the secrets as if it's common knowledge, but it's like no one else knows what the fuck our character knows. So that's why I feel like a crazy person when I'm trying to tell people the lore. People like try to argue like Night Rain's not canon. And that means all of the stuff that it tries to hint at in Elden Ring didn't happen. And I'm like, why would there be an official lore page in the Elden Ring Discord, in the official Elden Ring Discord, to talk about the Night Rain's lore if it wasn't canon? Why would they even make that channel to talk about lore if they didn't care and didn't want people to talk about the lore? So that alone made me think like you guys are crazy for thinking it's not canon, but not you, Plague Doctor, but like the community I've argued with too. Great. I gotta lock the fuck in here. What? I'm getting bullied by Nox right now. If you need help, let me know. I'm down to put this on hold for a second to get summoned. We keep just getting to phase 2 and dying. That one I feel like I dodged, but I'm sick of saying it. I'm sick of saying I feel like I dodged. It also might have been my spacing. Like I was like closer to the center and weapon, so the explosion, like where the wave comes out from, so the hitbox started on me. That does happen sometimes. Fuck me. I know that the stomp has an animation cancel, just sometimes he doesn't do it in the opening and lets you get a free hit. That's on me. I'm gonna make another cup of coffee in a minute. Because I fucked up my sleep schedule. I just woke up like really early, like 3 in the morning. So it's not like it was before, where I was waking up the day before. I shouldn't have gone for that hit. I was waking up at like 11:50. Okay, what the fuck is going on with these dodges? Okay, I know, I was literally... That extra attack was crazy. I was holding sprint and running forward. My character did a fucking uppercut. So yeah, there's like extra inputs coming out. This controller's just fucked. I hope it's not the game. That hasn't been happening the whole playthrough. Just, it was the other day, I set my controller down, like on my desk and walked away from it, and then the controller rumbled and it fell off of my desk. Like it danced off of my desk, and then it was a hard fall. And I was like, ooh, that might have broken the controller. So it wasn't like a rage spike or anything, just gravity has taken my controller from me. So everything from the spiraled trees is answered in Night Rain. It's the 2 hands, which are the fingers, right? So if you worship the fingers and then you play Night Rain, you see the full 2 hands. That's the spirit sanctuary that lets you fight the Night Lord at the end of your run, right? So the worlds are like ending, and you stave off the night by fighting the Night Lords in the night aspect.
Long last you are returned.
I fucking love Night Rain. They did so good with that shit. But a lot of the answers from Night Rain, it's like what I was saying with the DLC before it came out, where like sometimes they'll release something after the game comes out and it gives you answers for that first, like the base game has a bunch of stories in it, and then the DLC comes out in Dark Souls, for example, and then you're like, oh, everything we knew in the base game was a lie, and the DLC is telling us the secret, right? We go to like the ancient lands, and we hear the stories from the people themselves. Like we go to Ulasil before it's flooded, right? Shit like that, and they're like when it's falling into darkness and stuff. So you get the answers from the DLC. Ooh. I don't know if I made it out of that. I did not, in fact, make it out. So that move, if he hits you twice with it, you immediately die. But it's not a death. He takes control of you. It's like a mind control death, which is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, dodge. And dodge into it. And stab him in the ankle. And get your stamina back. And... What? I was literally saying and. I pressed dodge. Maybe it was the shield. It actually might have been the shield. Your shield, when you pull it up, it pushes your hitbox out. So I might have had... Like, if I wasn't blocking, the weapon would have taken longer to get to me. By like a frame or two. I got them and was rewarded with the staff. Nice. The Nox connection to this society is one that I think is overlooked a lot. Because you can turn the weapon, right, the stone weapon in the runes of Rao or whatever. You turn the stone weapon into... That spot is safe to meteorite, no matter what, even if they come from behind you. You can turn it into the Sword of Day or the Sword of Night, right? And to get there, it's an invisible path, which is the astrologers and Nox's whole thing. Invisible paths and shit. And it also explains why there are invisible paths in, like, the base game in some of the most ancient ruins. And if this society was night and day and respecting the dead, right, was all about like the night and the death of night and Saint Trina and sleep, it explains Saint Trina's coffin area. It explains why the astrologers are all about nighttime and fucking Liurnia is all moon-based. Like, it really does connect them. When you start thinking of how the story is connected... Like, it might not be immediate, but there are things that are direct connections. Like, invisible paths, that's the whole, like, unseen form, right? The spell. I have it on my bars for just such an occasion. I got distracted, though. But here, look. The unseen form is an intelligence glintstone sorcery, right? The invisible paths, glintstone sorceries, astrologers, summoning, comets, stars, and Meteor, right? Meteor, or whatever. Meteor. No, it's Meteor. And the glintstone and the finger ruins and stuff. They say that. Oh well, I can actually. We killed the boss, so I can pull up the thing. The mother of all two fingers and finger creepers was in turn a magnificently gleaming daughter of the greater will, and the first shooting star to fall upon the lands between. So I was probably wrong in my guess that Estelle was the falling star from the spell. What is it? The glintstone, the founding reign of stars, right? Summons a cloud, or we should read the whole thing. The eldest primeval sorcery, right? So this is the oldest primeval sorcery. Said to have been discovered by an ancient astrologer, a sorcery of legendary status, summons a dark cloud of stars overhead. Shortly after, the cloud will release a violent deluge of star rain. This sorcery can be cast while in motion. Charging increases potency. thought to be the founding glintstone sorcery. The glimpse of the primeval current that the astrologers saw became real, and the stars amber rained down on this land. So the astrologers and the finger rune, the ancient, like it is all connected. The finger runes, right? Those are the astrologers connected to Liurnia on the other side of the map, because Count Emir, is not just a finger worshiper, but a royal carrion sorcerer as well. Like, the sorceries he teaches you are connected to the royal carrion knight family. He taught Rolana or whatever, right? Like, he's connected to Liurnia. So it connects this side of the map, which I think is over here, this side of the map. This northern part, where you find the sorceries and the astrologer stuff, right? The heretical rise, this whole thing, all the way over here. It makes all of the story connected with the astrologers. So if the astrologers are here in ancient times making invisible paths, that's like their whole thing, then they accidentally glimpsed the primeval current and conjured Meteor down, and then the finger ruins and the finger creepers and the mushrooms, the fingers, started influencing the society, right? That means there were already astrologers. The ancient astrologer is the one who found it. So there were already astrologers for this society, night and day, and then they conjured down a force of the greater will, and that fucked with the society as it exists. Then there were like larval tears, right, with the moonbeams and putting people into puppets and all these crazy fucked up things, and soul magic, which kind of goes all the way back to demon souls. Then the greater will would have been punishing them for fucking with soul magic, which is what they call faith in Elden Ring. So it all, again, ties back to demon souls, intellectual property, be damned. It ties back to the same kind of story as demon souls, where the greater will... See, that didn't make any sense. My character was, like, moving out of the projectile path, and I still died. So, in Demon Souls, the greater will sends demons to punish mankind for even attempting magic. Magic and faith are the same thing, with Thop's barrier, so it happens in Elden Ring too, but in Demon Souls it's the same. Magic and faith are the same, it's just soul magic, and the greater will in that story is punishing them for fucking with souls. He was like, what, you're not happy with just existing? You're fucking with souls now? Demons. You get the old one. You get demons now. You gotta fucking fight demons. So that's the story of Demon Souls. That is what happens here. It's like there's a society that isn't happy with where they're at, right? They start trying to become gods. And then the ancient astrologer summons the primeval current. And then they get punished for it by the finger creeper showing up. The fingers showing up. Which again, it tells me that Miquella's wrong because they are trying to be a god. The fact that they were alive and are now trying to die and come back as a god, that just means they're the same. They're the thing that the greater will would hate most. I dodged too early. Especially if he's using all of this fucking soul magic, right? Fuck you! God damn it! Animation. Well, I don't know if that's a combo or. Well, no. That's not a combo. That's a different combo he started up. Oh, it was an animation cancel. You piece of shit. So he did the explosion attack, and I rolled into it, and then he started up a combo from there. You fuck. Alright, let's narrate. You dodge into it early. You get 2 light attacks in, you dodge again, heavy attack, you back up, dodge, dodge, dodge into him, dodge into him again. He doesn't do the last hit of the combo. He cancels his combo. So we get to dodge, duck behind him, sprint a little bit, light attack. Okay. Heavy attack when he does a double blade like that. You can do a fully charged heavy attack if you dodge that perfectly, but we're going to heal instead of using our Ash of War here because that's a good timing for it. We're just hiding in here, fuck it. I'm sick of the random fucking projectile path deciding if I'm getting to phase 2 or not. That's a double swipe, so you have to spam roll. Heavy. No, see, I fucking pressed it 1 time. I never do. No, but actually, I never do a second follow-up attack on heavy. That's insane. You'd never have that timing in any fucking boss fight. Except if you, like, stagger them. So that, whenever it does that, it's always a mistake. Like, I would never input that. Period. That is never something that I will press. So when that happens, it is just the fucking controller doing that. I've never done it in my playthrough. If you go watch back, like, the whole fucking series, I never do a secondary follow-up heavy, unless it's like a basic enemy, and the first heavy attack broke their stance. Right? If their stance is broken, then of course they're not going to be able to animation cancel and hit me. But I literally will never do 2 heavy attacks unless it's a stagger. So if it does it, that shit's, it's not me. And it's not even like, oh, I'm doing it on accident and I'm making an excuse. Like, literally go back and watch all of my footage. I never fucking do that. So I do not input that. And I'm holding it down. So like, I press it. And then when I press it, you would think that it's going to do 2 heavies. Because if you hold it down, it doesn't do a follow-up. But when you press it, you might accidentally press it twice. Every time I do a normal press, it doesn't do the follow-up attack. I don't know what is happening in this boss room to where my heavy attacks do a second fucking follow-up heavy attack. I'm not an idiot. I would never think that I have the fucking timing to do that. 1, 2... in combo. One, 2, 3, 4, dodge. No fucking way! Ah! That was actually... I know exactly what happened there. I got hit by the first 3, but it was pushing me back, and then the 4th one missed. And then... the 5th hit gets me because of that. I got barely pushed out of range. If I just blocked the 4 attacks, I'd be able to dodge it. But because they nudged me out of the 4th attack, I couldn't block that and then dodge the 5th. That's so stupid. That's so fucking dumb. I don't even know how you would... I'm dead. I don't even know how... I'm like, my brain is on that death. I don't know how I would evade You can't. You actually can't. If you're getting attacked and blocking something, you can't move. You literally can't move. It locks you in place. That's fucked up that just happened. So I'm just forced to die there. You can't. You actually have a chance of just dying. Okay, so run away and then start the circle and then jump. Ooh. That's so fucked up though. I know what happened, but I thought maybe analyzing it would give me a resolution, but I realized while analyzing it that there's actually nothing I could have done there. It stops you from pressing buttons. What the fuck? You see, I took no damage from that either. It's fucking weird right now. I'm fucked up. I was hoping that I would do the same thing from last time, where I was just out of range of that attack, so he would just walk towards me. That one was on me. Oh, man. Status frostbite? I guess I could. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I guess we could. Just get a frost proc on him. He takes 20% extra damage while frozen. What? Did I have no stamina or something? That switch though. Switching my weapon kind of sick. What the fuck? Okay. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Wow, so you actually have to jump. I jumped through the rock. I never had such a clear angle of it before. I scratched my nose thinking he would cut the combo off. Nope. Fuck! He's just spamming. I was hoping he would do the jump that he normally does. And then just wind up in the cloud. Surprisingly, the weapon swap didn't kill me. It was the Ash of War that killed me. Could have survived. Fuck it. We're just gonna stay using this. So run, you have to jump through the rock. Phase 2? Nope. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, we got stuck on him, and then because of that, we were in the blast range. Fuck me. Fuck me. You just roll to his left. Just spam roll to his left. Not spam roll, but like... circling to his left seems to be the play, and then like at the end of a combo... there's like one combo where you gotta go to the right, otherwise you wind up in it. My eye is twitching. That's how you know I'm mad. When I'm like, my eye is actually twitching in fucking rage. You see that path? You couldn't outrun that last rock. The rock on the far right was way further, so there was no possible way to just run that direction and dodge it. I would have tanked it straight to the fucking chest if I ran. So whoever said just run from it, you are wrong. That's my advice, is you have to at least dodge one of the rocks sometimes if the pathing is randomly like that. I might have been able to do it if I went to the left. Like if I ran the other direction, but not where I was on the map. If I ran to the left, I would have went closer to him. So like... see, look at the rock here. That one was more to the left, right? More towards the center than the last path. I could actually dodge it and have time and room to spare. The other one, like, it hit me and there was no shot, like, the path that I took was gonna dodge that at all. At fucking all. I dodged too early because I thought he was doing the other combo. Ah, fuck me. Hold on. Hold on. I just want to do this one time. One time for fun. I'm not going into the boss room. I just want to do this. To flex. While we're here at the end. Intelligence is gold when it comes to the physic. That's lore. Hold on. Hold on. I believe this is the right... damn it. How the fuck are you supposed to do that then? Is there something else that I'm missing? What do we need? 38 intelligence? What else increases your intelligence? Intelligent Elden Ring. It'll tell you. Is this Night Rain? No. Just a different wiki. Oh, I know. Well, no, that still doesn't make any sense. Did I put the wrong crown on? You put that on. You put this on. What is the requirement? 38. America's score. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That, and we don't really need these, so we'll do it for fun. We're level 1. Technically. This should not be allowed. It's not against the rules. It's just funny that even a level 1 can use the blade. I have 41 intelligence. Dude, if I was using frost damage and did this build, I would beat the fuck out of everything. That's what I mean by like stat increasing gear is ridiculous. Okay, so oh wow, what the fuck? Oh wow. Can I redo it? No. That's so cool. Hey look, dude. A level 1 using the Moonlight Greatsword. Or the Dark Moon Greatsword, sorry. That's wild. Alright. Fixing my build now. What did I have here? I don't even remember. I think it was this. Yeah, so this is to not get one shot. This is to dodge the moves. This is to do damage. It doesn't look like much was on, but it's a 31 level increase. That's crazy. Yeah, I know, right? Swoop. And I could have probably put on the grafted blade. Let's check the requirements for the grafted greatsword, because then I could have had that in a different slot and increased all of my stats even more. See what I mean? Like, if I used stat increasing gear, I would be broken as shit. So I need 40 strength, so I can't do this. But imagine you had that on. Well, no, because it cuts it in half, right? Is that how it works? So if you're two-handing, it cuts the requirement in half. Wow, I can't even walk with this fucking thing. That's actually wild. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? Or is that not how it works in this one? I think if I have a 15, anything that uses 15. Nope. I don't have anything to give an example on. When two-handing, it adds half of your strength. Yeah, so I have 10. Yeah, okay, so I wouldn't be able to do the grafted blade. The grafted greatsword. I just missed one word. That's funny, though. Imagine you can have I can literally use the Dark Moon greatsword. I can't use the fucking grafted. I put this shit on, I can't even sprint. Look at it, it says overloaded in the bottom. Heavy load, overloaded. It's so much heavier, dude. That's fucking nuts. So it's just barely strong enough to use the Dark Moon Greatsword. I love the Gargoyles Greatsword for the Wilder. Let me just make sure, double check my stats, all level 10. Yeah, we're good. That is crazy, though, that you could do that. As a level 1, that's how I got the intelligence I needed to cast the litany of proper, or what is it? The law of regression. You need 37 intelligence to cast this for gold masks ending, but as a level 1, you can increase your stats just high enough to cast this because it's intelligence, not faith. So if you put that build on and then you cast this, you can reveal the secret of the statue without increasing your stats, without leveling up. Isn't that nuts? So that is the way to get every ending in a level 1 playthrough. That's why we have every boss. We don't just have every boss defeated. A cool thing about Darkmoon Greatsword is that it changes when you look at it through a spirit, like a ghost guy that gives lore, from what I've seen. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, it's got like a different fucking like skeletal framework. It's got like a different... I think that was Zuli the Witch's video that I saw that from, or like the bonfire, one of the data miners. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I went to Zuli's stream and I donated $5 to message her directly and ask about the secret ending. And I asked her, is the secret ending still in the game files? And she answered me. She was like, yes, but it's... She answered me and then like did the caveat of like, well, it's connected to the Golden Order ending. It's just an alternate reading of the dialogue. And I was like, I knew it! Like, I knew I was right. But having a fucking data miner as, you know, famous as Zuli, respond to my message. I got a bunch of likes, by the way, on that stream, on my message, on my dono. And then I was talking in chat, and she was just reading my messages and talking to me, and I was like, yes, dude. So I got to ask a data miner finally about the secret ending, and it is in the game files, and it is where I thought it was, and I do know how you would unlock it. The Age of the Absolute. I know how you would do it if you can. Here at the end of the game, having beaten every boss and got everything legitimately. I should also explain. The reason is because of the thing you said. You can't get Marika's seal, right? Or it's one of these. The Scar seal. One of these two. You need to get it, and the only place you can get it is right before the gargoyle boss room, like down below where the dragon guy is. Or not before the gargoyle boss room. It's down below the waterfall where D is, like the second D. And there's a reason for the lore. You have to go to all of the possible places before pushing the story forward. If I went beyond that spot, it would have fucked the quest and I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to get the quests. Like, you can't, if you do them in the wrong order, you don't get the 3 endings. You can't do one of them, right? It fucks the time up, right? You would have to level up to do it right if you did it in the wrong order. So that talisman being where it was when I picked it up and then I mathed out what you would need to do, the only other talisman, right? The talismans tell the story. The other one that I needed was the intelligence, the Stargazer heirloom. You get this from Ronnie's quest. So like I know how you would have to do the game because I was forced to do it that way in my no leveling playthrough. The only way for me to do it was the right way because the alternative was to level up. Isn't that crazy? So when I was talking to Zuli about it, I was like, I think I actually know how because the game forced me to do it the right way on my no leveling playthrough. I would have had to level up. if I was doing it wrong. So this playthrough, what we've been doing here, that's why I haven't been increasing my stats or doing anything like that. I know how you would get the secret ending if it's available. You have to do everyone's quest in the perfect order, and that's why it's connected to the perfect order in the lines of code, because you have to do it in the perfect order, and that reveals the secrets of the story to you in the perfect order. And then that's the age of the absolute. You did everything in the absolute perfect order, and that is what the ending is called. It's the age of the absolute with the perfect order rune. You pick the mending rune, because if you do everything in the game, right, you get every ending. You got Ronnie's ending, you got everyone's ending, right? It's random. That seems completely random. Why would you do everything in the game and then pick Gold Mask's ending, right? An ending that doesn't even have an achievement tied to it. Why would you do that? It's random. It doesn't make sense. Unless you do the fucking story, then it makes sense to you, because you did it in the right order, the perfect order. Isn't that nuts? So I got to finally talk to a data miner about it, and I was like, oh my god, it is in the game files, dude. So I know how you would get it if it is unlockable, because that is what we've been doing here in my no leveling playthrough. I will be right back. I'm going to make another cup of coffee, and we're going to keep beating the shit out of this boss. You thought you were sly, Miyazaki. This truly is a magnum opus. That's actually really cool. I know, right? And it goes into the thing with everyone's quest is a double meaning, and that makes the ending have a double meaning to you as the player. You're telling the game through your actions, I know the double meaning, the perfect order that you have to do everything in. You speak to the game finally in the end with a double meaning. You don't just pick the perfect order because you like it. You did everything in the game, everyone's quest, every item looted, everything in the perfect order, and then you're telling the game, I did it in the perfect order. So it's a double meaning. So you become part of the story. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. It's so hard to explain, and I don't know the... Well... Chronomancy. That's what we call it. You gotta do some chronomancy. The way that I, found a path to do it. Even the Dung Eater. Also, Jump Scare. How you guys doing? Boo, I'm back. Is there a way to get through it without these two dying? Maybe if I was leveled. I don't want to be like a conspiracy theorist tinfoil hat, but I think that that's the reason why there is chronomancy afoot in Night Rain. I don't want to take credit for it or anything, but I was throwing chronomancy around in this world before Night Rain even was conceptualized. Give me that second phase, you fucking big red bastard. Ah. But yeah, I wasn't lying when I said I am pretty sure I know how I would do it. The game forced me to find the secret path because I refused to increase my stats during boss fights. I was like, how the fuck are you supposed to do this? So I went around trying to find everything I scrounged up around the world, and we got every quest done, every ending. Pretty great, actually. Even the Dung Eater's quest makes sense to me. Why he wears a sun and is being punished.
Aspiring lord of the
Right? He eats the omen stuff. The, weird... What the fuck are they called? The parts of his quest, the thing that you feed him. They're like shit with horns, but
and my promised consort, Radahn.
the horn scent, right? It's not just omen. Now with the DLC, we know it is horn scent stuff. Seedbed curse, exactly. It's a curse. Because America doesn't like omen. Fuck you, bro. I rolled too early. Right? So the seedbed curse is a curse because the omen aren't liked by America. And that's why the Sun Man, right? Dayman? What is it? Dayman and Nightman from Always Sunny in Philadelphia? These are the sun people. There's the sun and moon. That's like the astrologers' societies, the moon, the night, the astrologers, the invisible paths. And again, that's why Ensha is so important. Because his story also guided me, right? You have to tell the game, I understand actions speak louder than words. Mikola can say all the stuff he wants about being good and wanting what's best for people. What do his actions say, right? His actions make Ansbach and Tiolie seek vengeance for their betrayed gods and demigods, their lords. The lords they are sworn to. My sword makes sense now. We're here for vengeance. For all the people Mikola wronged. His sister Melania, right? He abandoned. Why didn't Melania get brought here? Why didn't Melania get told that Moog was kidnapping the cocoon, right? Why couldn't Melania know the secret, right? Why is it always lies, secrets, and betrayal with Mikola? It's almost like his actions tell you way more than any fucking promised consort. Oh, do you cry for this world? Yeah, I cry because of all the fucked up shit you did to it, Mikola. You are the problem here. Maybe a little self-reflection. At the top of your ivory tower. We've been fighting this boss so long that I had no choice to talk about the lore. But the Dark Moon Greatsword, like, fun thing that I just did is literally part of the fucking story, too. I don't raise my stats, but when I do, what are the stats that I can raise? Intelligence. Why? Because I can raise it just enough to cast the Law of Regression, to progress Goldmask's quest. Just enough at the perfect time, right, if I'm not leveling up, to do his quest correctly, in the right order. So it's like, when you say the things out loud, it almost forces a double meaning onto what you're saying, because of the things that exist in the game. I'm doing everything in the perfect order. The perfect order. Right? I'm seeking forgiveness. How do I forgive Mikola? What did Saint Trina say? The one that he wronged. What did Saint Trina say? Grant Mikola forgiveness by what? Fucking killing him. Let's go, baby. Radon has been brought to the ground so much his knees hurt by now. Yeah, I know. I'm using this opportunity to heal. Poor Radon. So, like, it's Mikola forcing Radon to hug you, and then Mikola is the one that does the thing. No fucking I'm pressing the goddamn dodge button. It's not the controller because I saw my character walk forward. I don't know why he walked forward instead of fucking dodging, but god damn it, dude. The teardrop scarabs, the things that collect the shit. The beetle boy, the dung eater, the dung beetles. Collect everything. That's what you gotta do. And then Dung Eater's double meaning is that he is right and wrong, right? His actions speak louder than his words. He's like, you motherfuckers will see that I'm right one day, right? And then he realizes the same thing. It's part of the story, actually, is that you have to be recognized as a lord by your actions. Every NPC, every quest, everyone has to call you a lord. and then you did it. Your actions spoke louder than your words. You don't need to say anything. But everyone in the world, before they die, recognized you as a lord. That's what we've done here. Everyone has called me Lord or said, go become the Elden Lord. That's the true ending to the game. But there's a very specific path you have to take for everyone to call you a lord. Somehow we found it while not leveling up. Like, as if fucking not leveling up wasn't hard enough. We accidentally stumbled ass backwards into the right quest just because I didn't want to fucking kill everyone. Actually, what had happened was, I was level 1, so a lot of the items you kill people for, that's a thing I realized in like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 forever ago, is people get the better ending when you spare their life. Even if they die, you don't get a really good item, but you get the happy ending. You get a better ending for all of the NPCs, and then there's a way to go one step further and kill them wrongfully, but you get treasure. As a level 1, I can't use most of the shit, so we were trying to help everyone along. I did it as a joke, like on the very beginning of the playthrough, I made the joke like, well, I can't use the shit that you're gonna give me anyway, so I'd rather you just have a happy ending. I forget which NPC I said that to. That is the whole point of the secret ending. You have to say, I don't want treasure, I don't want wealth, I want you to achieve your goal, I want to help fight for you, the NPCs. That's why, like, Yolan and Quayline have 2 endings to their quest. One where you get an item, but you fucking damn them to an abyss, or the second one where you get a spirit summon, and they are happy, right? It's like just trying to tell you expressly what the fuck you need to do through the actions of the game. The secret ending, I believe, now that I talked to Zuli, I believe it is accessible. No one has even tried. Because of that April Fool's video and everyone thinking that it's fake, no one tried to be what the whole point of the spiritual alchemy symbolism is, which is just trying to be a better person. My character doesn't need to level up to be a better person. Dude, I just need to fucking learn how to dodge. Truer words have not been said. I need to be a better person. Because I need to get better. That's why I say I'm bad. I'm bad at dodging half of these fucking moves in phase 2. I think he also changes the timing, like he holds the attacks a little bit more. And that's what's fucking getting me, but... Bring it on, you fuck! So they like explode on contact and some of them explode early. So the hitbox is deceptively large and you need to jump. I think. The best consistency we've had with dodging that is when we jump. Like I think in that move for phase 2, well I actually know it's different. It's not a cone, it's a circle. In phase 2, you can't dodge behind him. It'll explode all around him. So you have to time it in phase 2. You can't space it out unless you just run way the fuck away from him before he even goes to do it. Yeah, run the fuck away. That seems to be it. And that really is the whole point of like the no leveling playthrough, is I am not getting stronger in terms of my character. I am changing as an individual. I'm literally learning the moves and getting better. So that's why it makes sense that the no leveling playthrough would force you to discover the path, because that's the whole point of the story. That is what they're trying to teach you in the no leveling path. They know people do no leveling challenges, so they're hoping that someone would realize that that is part of the story. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk about the lore of Elden Ring and how your character comes into play, and how we're all different worlds in ourselves. The multiplayer is canon. No one could tell me shit.
Lord brother, at long last you are returned. Tarnished one, aspiring lord of the old order. If you have known sin, if
See,
you
he
are
just
meant for this world,
assumes that I'm for the old order.
then yield the path forward to us.
No.
To I, Mikola, and my promised consort, Radahn.
No. Nope. Let's get off of this fucking hill. Oh, fuck me. I think I messed the timing or the spacing up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dodge? Nope, I dodged too early on that second one. Because I wanted to get away from the splash cone. There's so many fucking attacks with that. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Explosion. And then he lifts his sword up and there's a 7th explosion. And I don't know if lifting his sword up is also an attack. So there might be 8 attacks. And then the explosive wave at the end that I say is like 7 or 8 goes out with multiple hitboxes. So it's like, it's really like 100 hitboxes. So I say it's a 7-hit combo. It's probably a 70-hit combo, but you're really only at risk of being hit one time by the wave. If you get hit and then knocked back into another part of the wave, that's crazy. So yeah, don't run with him. Run into the purple sword, which is very counterintuitive, and then you dodge through him as he goes the opposite way. See, like that dodge right there that I do for that combo is what gets me killed in phase 2, because I'm dodging into the path of the explosion. You need to like do this. Just circle him. Yep, okay, I understand it now. I'm gonna save the physic. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna heal up. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to see anything through Mikola's huge... God, you need a haircut, kid. That was better. Actual progress, I feel like. We survived most of the combos and even the, like, teleports and shit. It seems like sticking right against him is actually the play. Even for the gravity move that I thought you have to run from. You have to dodge through at first. Pretty much be as close as possible and circling. Some of the moves chip me, but it doesn't kill me. Which is strange. What? 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 We just need to do that. Not that, but the one before it. We just need to do... I actually think we dodged everything in that attempt. I think there was not a single... Not like perfectly dodged, but we avoided every attack to the point where we could survive through to the end. If we just piece it together. Hell of a time to use your gravity move. See, like, backing up there is not the play. I need to walk forward. Woo! Woo! I feel like the timing wouldn't have been as tight right there in the end with that last meteor if I walked forward the whole time. It's like a fucking fraction of a second difference. Soon the puzzle will be solved, and with it, Radon falls. This isn't Radon. This is Mikola. And that's the problem. You're right. Radon needs to fall. But because it's a flesh puppet... One, two, three, four, dodge, and duck. You see that fucking explosive wave in the end is what's getting me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Whoa. What? I was out of stamina, I think. I realized when it was too late. When he does the jump, when he does that jump up move, when you're really close to him, you can just walk under him. We did it on accident before. He just overshot us. And I was like, okay, fuck, that's cool. I'm gonna sacrifice this one. I got something in my eye right at the start, and I didn't want to have to, like, go against my fucking anatomy. Radon and Mikola. And Moog. We get to say the line. You're not a fucking boss. You're 3 bosses in a trench coat pretending to be one boss. You're a child cursed with eternal youth. Mikola. That's how, like, kids get into movies and cartoons. So it's appropriate that the child boss of Mikola. What? That's a new one. I think I'm dead here because of that. Woo! Okay, actually, we got lucky. The game knew I was fucking robbed there, so I was like, here, we'll just give you one. What? No. Nope. Now I feel robbed. I think I dodged like a fraction of a second too early. What I do for that one is I hold down sprint to get into position and I press it again. I think me going into the sprint, I picked up too early to go into the second, or like, yeah, the second press of it, which is the dodge. It just dodged instead of sprinting, and then it killed me. It was my hands, not the controller. I fucked that up, but I was trying to sprint into a dodge there. Okay, good to know that there's another attack. Yeah, we got the meteorites down because we've dodged every single one. We haven't used a doorway in a while. What the fuck is going on with that second attack? I know it's a quick dodge. Like, you need to... Okay, my character's just walking into the attacks. I don't know what the fuck is going on. You just went head first into the sword there. No roll. Coffee. Ugh. If I could just lock the fuck in and get the dodges that I need. I've dodged every move. Every move this guy has except the, like, nuke in phase 2, which is, dare I say, easy to dodge because you just have to run. As soon as he does the teleport away, you just sprint. You pick the furthest distance you can run in the arena and you just run that way. As soon as he goes up into the sky. When he, like, leaves the arena and then comes back, you just run. That one we didn't need a guide. I remember it from when I fought him originally. I was like, can you just, like, run? And it worked. So if I can just... I was about to say the most ridiculous sentence I think I've ever said. If I could just do it perfectly, then I will win. Of course! What the fuck am I talking about? No, if I could just do it consistently, because we have dodged everything perfectly at least once. That's actually what I mean. I fucking can't stand this right now. I have, like, something really, really deep in my eye right now. I'm, like, fighting it. I need to get it out. I need to go to the doctor, dude. Okay. Yeah. I just pulled a fucking eldritch horror out of my eye. Somewhat fitting that I think I have an eye infection in a game that's about your eyes. Right at the end. Oh, I got Shabriri IRL. I might actually, because I have like a bunch of stagnant water outside of my window and mosquitoes spawning. That's not good. Normally we drain it. The game about body parts, mostly les feet. I'm not a maiden though, so of course I get the eye curse. I'm sure if I was a woman, I'd have some wrong with my legs. I need the Glowmite Queen to rip my fucking eyes out. Clean them off. Give me new ones. Oh, no. I'm not even joking about the eye infection either, by the way. I've been doing all this, like, half blind. Fuck me. That is funny. It is about the feet. Hey, look, more power to him. I'd rather Miyazaki be into feet than like what we were talking about before with Bobby Kotick. You know what? I'm not gonna make fun of your feet thing anymore. You become a first tier Albinoric losing their legs in a few weeks. Yeah. So like, what's the story with that whole thing? So while I sit here and pull shit out of my fucking eye sockets, so like the Albinorics, I'm gonna walk into the boss room in a sec, don't worry. So the Albinoric women can't give birth, or they have offshoots, they like split into their children. That's like what Latenna's teardrop is. Oh wait, so Latenna is like one of the only Albinorics that can have a kid. But then she gives the teardrop to the really tall Albinoric lady, which is my thing. I like tall women. I don't know why I'd say that. Nah, I think it's weird that people don't like tall women. But that I'm not into feet, but I am into tall women. That's my thing. But who doesn't? Yeah, I know. Well, like that, I think insecure guys who are like afraid of their girlfriend or wife being taller than them. It is a thing here in America where like they're like, oh my god, she's so tall. I'm like, oh my god, she's so tall. Different tone, same words. But yeah, no. I think in actuality with the story though, the tall woman I'm talking about, your whole quest is to give Latenna's spirit like rest through her quest of bringing the tear to the consecrated snowfields, to the like really tall Albinoric woman. The difference between her and Latenna is just height. They look almost exactly the same, but she's the size of Melania, which again is why I think it's more than just Melania splits into Melina or the Millicent and then the other sisters, Pollyanna and all these other offshoots. Because in the consecrated snowfields is where you have to go for Latenna's quest, and the Albinorics are seeking refuge in the Halig tree, right? So Albinoric woman, tall Albinoric woman, Albinorics split into other women to like reproduce or like make more children. That's like how they they become. That's how like there have been Albinorics in generations that they multiply through like osmosis, and it's like a proximity environmental storytelling, right? You go from way down here, literally this shack, all the way up to the other side of the fucking map with the apostate derelict. But it's in part of the quest, which is the Halig Tree is the Albinorix refuge, right? That's like what's her name? Does she not have a named? She doesn't. What the fuck is her name? I literally have Loretta. Like, I have her stuff equipped. Loretta's Great Bow, Loretta's Mastery. Yeah, so. Loretta, Albinorix, Halig Tree, Melania splits into people. The Albinorix split into other Albinorix. It's like it. When you do, again, with the whole Age of the Absolute, doing all the quests, when you do everything in the right order, it feels way more connected, right? Hinting again at my original theory that I've been called crazy for, which is America is an Albinoric who had her children through splitting and possessing, right? She possesses Radagon, like how Isimi, the Mimic tier, the cut quest, was supposed to enter us, right? That's like part of the story. I think I understand why they cut that. If you do that quest, it kind of just tells you the whole thing. Like that quest not being cut would have just, there would have been no argument against me. It would have been, like I could have just kept pointing to that quest as proof, right? Very obvious proof. There's a shack with a fucking Albin, or with a Mimic tier, which is like the same magic as the Albinorix. It's the larval tiers and shit, right? The moon artificial life. And she possesses you, or she doesn't possess you. She like, you let her into your body. She enters your body, and then you can summon her when you beat her, and she is trying to mimic you during that fight, right? So she enters you to become you, and then she goes on to become an enemy of you, trying to become you, which is Marika's story with Radagon, Miquella's story with Radon, right? So if that quest wasn't cut, I would just be able to, anyone who argues with me, just point at that quest and be like, well, did you do Asimi's quest? Because it is the exact same fucking thing. She is trying to create a lord by going into you and then mimicking you. And then you beat her because you are the greater will. That is it. In a combat scenario that is in the underground Crucible Society right next to Moog, right? Which then enters the DLC and connects the rest of the game and the world. Asimi's quest, I'm kind of sad it was cut, as a slime myself, but it really connects the story. Like, analyzing the cut content, I always try not to do that and stuff, but, like, that one really proves me right. And, like, damn. But that's not the reason I think she's an Albinoric. It's actually this shack right here. This is Marika's home. It's an Albinoric shack. There's an Albinoric there. 5 feet from Marika's home. Doing her quest would be way better to get Mimic Tier instead of it being in a chest. Yeah, exactly. And like when you see the cut content restored and you hear the lines of dialogue where they wanted them to be and stuff, it makes sense. But it also does make sense where it is in the base game, because it's like underground in the Hollow Horn grounds. But no, in this, That's actually what it's called. That's insane. The Hallow Horn grounds, as in it's hallowed, like it's holy, and it's Horn, which is Horn Scent, which is the DLC, which connects everything. Just that name alone, that fucking proves I'm right. But I don't like just saying like, oh well, duh, I'm right, and I move on from there. I want to explain why it is right. We know horns or horn scent, so holy horn ground, but this is the nighttime place, right? So the nighttime holy horns, the horn scent, the shaman, right, are down here as well. So who is the nighttime holy horned shaman? It's the shaman village, right? The ancestral shamans are the ones underground here with the spirits. Do I have the item? Nope, that's Beastman. Ancestral follower. Did they change their name? And whenever they change things, I also try not to like go back and dwell on the past and think like, well, they changed it. Like the Empyrean thing just proves me right. The cut content continuously proves me right. All of the horn scent were originally called Empyrean and are referred to as Empyreans in the code. So if Marika was right, about like her whole, the Empyreans are chosen by the two fingers, why would she banish all of the Empyrean, right? The horn scent, the Empyreans. Why would she banish them all, right? Why would she try to erase the Empyreans from existence and hide the lineage? It doesn't make any sense. Unless she's evil and lying. And also, if everyone is Empyrean, that means, again, with my whole... there are no chosen people in the story. Everyone has the capacity to be chosen through your greater will. You fight and then are rewarded through evolutionary traits of the Crucible. You have to fight to survive. That's the story. No one is magically chosen to become a god. And then Mikola kind of proves that as well. Like, aside from cut content, Mikola was the frail, weak child, right, with Saint Trina and Mikola being the same person in the base game. It's not like a secret. That's like the one thing we do know. Well, it was supposed to be a secret, but like our player characters find it again. But like there are secrets in the story that everyone just takes at face value now as the truth, but it's supposed to be a fucking secret to everyone in the game world. So of course we all know in the real world because it was spoiled from us and everyone talks about it. But like the whole promised consort Radon thing, I don't know how I did it. On my first playthrough, right when the DLC came out, we got the true quest endings for everyone. We had Ansbach and Teolia here. We did the quest correctly when the DLC came out. But it's because I was following that secret philosophy of like, you should want to help people over getting loot and serving a god. So because of just me playing, my playstyle was literally the way that you get the ending. It sounds very facetious and cocky and like a self-centered asshole, but it literally happened. That was the way we found it. I didn't follow a guide. The guides were incomplete when we were playing. I would pull them up and it would be like, well, that's what everyone knows up to this point. And I was like, well, fuck. And then I would close the guide and we would go look for the answer. And we found it. We got Ansbach here, and Kami, who we were playing with at the time and fighting the bosses together, didn't get the quests and ending and secret. So we literally found the secret when the DLC came out, and it's not common to play it like that. You don't... If you just go through and take everything that everyone tells you as, like, something you should do, you just serve, you don't serve yourself, right? Then you kill Ansbach when Letta says we gotta kill Ansbach, Hornscent, and Teolia, right? So if you do what she says, then you have to fight Dane and her at the end, and maybe more, right? Because you can't do Freya. Freya doesn't join them. And Tiolier and Ansbach, your help, are dead before you get to the top of the tower there. So if you just listen to everyone, right? Like Letta, right at the Grace, you would have killed Ansbach and Tiolier and Hornsent. And then you wouldn't have Hornsent in the final fight. You wouldn't have Tiolier in the final fight. You wouldn't have Ansbach in the final fight on your side. So it's weird how we play, but the game has story built in for that playstyle, which is weird. I will admit, I play strangely, but it worked. It worked out in our favor because we found like the secret fucking ending. I am convinced more than ever after talking with Zuli the Witch. I consulted with the witches of the data, and they have told me that my insight was correct, which I hear is a stat in Bloodborne. Topical. Talk about full circle. I dived too early. I hear there's a stat called insight in one of the games. But yeah, just pretty much when people are like, we should kill people, you just go, no, that's bad. It's the most simple of storytelling, but it comes out. The witch didn't tell you any of my tricks, did she? If so, I might need to have a word now. The plague is for me to cure. We did not discuss the plague and or your leeches. Also, if Cosmic is watching, I'm on to you. I'm on to you. There have been people who have come into my chat and asked questions that I'm like, I think only the developer would know what I'm talking about, so how the fuck do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's the most... I've had this happen before, where you're talking to someone, like you walk into a place for the first time, right? And you're talking to someone, and then they refer to you by name. Like, they were like, oh yeah, thank you, Nico, and I was like, no problem. And as I was walking away, it like dawned on me, like, how do you know my name? How do you know me? Because I don't know you, and I've never been here before. What the fuck was that? And then it was like, oh, I know you from here, actually. I was like, what the fuck? Like, they let it slip. It felt like that, where like someone came into my chat and asked me something. I don't even know if it was Cosmic. But someone asked me something, like, while I was talking about the secret endings and all this, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know if the data is there. Like, the only way you would know what I'm talking about is if you fucking programmed the game, and that part specifically. And then they never responded. They just stopped talking. I was like, what the fuck was that, dude? That's not suspect. But have you ever had that happen to you where like someone's talking to you and you don't know them and then they refer to you by name and you're like, how do you know my name? The fuck are you talking about? I've seen memes about it, so I think it has happened to other people. I'm sure it happens to like famous people. I mean, you're famous. I'm not famous, and I don't really use my name. I shouldn't have attacked there. I don't really use my name or anything ever on stream. They didn't know me from stream either. They told me, but it was like, it's weird when that happens. You're like talking to someone. It was like at like a frozen yogurt place or something like that. Just like a normal ass store, just talking to someone. And then the person working there behind the counter knew my name. I was like, what? I've had that happen a few times. Turns out they were family members I didn't know about. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That isn't the case with me. That isn't what happened there. But it was like, I know you through this mutual person. They talk about you. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I hang out with that person every fucking day. Like, that kind of thing. Like, oh, actually, that's kind of sick. And pretty wholesome. They were like mutual friends. And I, like, post picture, or I don't post pictures ever myself, but I've been in pictures with that person a lot on their like Facebook at the time. So like 90% of the pictures of me online are on other people's profiles. My family has like no photos of me. If I die, it's gonna be just all childhood photos because I never take pictures, or they're gonna have to like outsource them from my friends because if you get a picture of me, it's like a fucking rare occurrence. But they do exist. They're mostly, like I said though, they're mostly on my friends' profiles. So like, it made sense that they would have seen me online from my friend's profile, who was a mutual. But it's like, that's just like a whole lot of explaining, right? Like, oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. And I'm like, I always wear the same kind of jacket. I'm literally wearing it right now. I like explaining how I wear the same thing all the time. I'm like, I am actually wearing the thing right now. I don't even have the camera on. I'm just wearing it. It's my comfort jacket. It's actually just a really comfy jacket. I got it like forever ago. I just wear that shit. It's like the inside. It's a normal looking hoodie, but the inside of it's all soft. And it doesn't like add weight or any extra layering. It's just a really nice jacket. Invest in a really nice jacket if you don't have one. Go to the mall, find the comfiest jacket you can, go try them all on. And then when you feel like it doesn't just look good, but it is comfy, get it. Trust me. I've had this thing for years. Years. Become like a more recognizable than me. People see this shit and they're like, that's Slime's jacket, dude.
At last you are returned.
I had to like go back a couple years later and get like a couple different colors because I was like, I am only wearing one fucking jacket and I look like a crazy person that never changes my clothes. So I got a couple of different colors of the same jacket now.
If you have known.
Come on, lock on. What the fuck was that? I pressed that shit like 5 times. It makes sense that like if you see, it's like the same logic. You meet family members that you don't really know, but they would have probably seen you through pictures and of your other family. Run straight, and then when he throws it, run to the side. Whoa! Did you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Dodge and heavy attack, and he does it circle around. Never mind. Yeah. Dodge, heal up, back up, go into it. 1, 2, heavy. One, 2, 3, 4. What? No! No! No. I counted, I pressed it. What happened there? How did the 5th one come out like fast enough to break my guard? What the fuck is that? Maybe I don't know how to dodge that or block that move. I mean, we get it when he does the meteorites. I think it's a distance-based thing. Kind of similar with me when I go out. I always wear sweatpants and an NF hoodie. I don't know what that is. An NF hoodie. Or a jacket 3 sizes too big, yeah. I'm like insecure about my my body shape, or I was for a long time in high school. Now I don't really give a fuck, but I would wear a jacket to conceal my body type. NF is a rapper I used to listen to a lot. Nice. Come on, you fucking big bastard demigod. I dodged too early for phase 2. I'm fighting him in phase 1 now, like I'm ready for phase 2. Speaking of phase 2. I kind of want to open up with a Holy Blast and just see if that timing works. One, two, three, four, and explosion, heavy attack, light attack. Duck, run. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, duck, and explosion. See, I can dodge it when it's far enough away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and explosion. Use it to heal. Go. Attack. Attack. One, two, three, four. Oh, it's a different attack. It's a different attack. He has 2 teleports. I thought and everyone was trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind. Heal behind him. We're attacking Miquella. We're not attacking Radon. 1, 2. Oh, heal. Oh, I might need to use my physic right now. Heal up with... I roll into that on purpose. It's crazy. No fucking way. Ah. Better. Better. And now I understand why the teleport move was killing me. He has 4 teleport moves, and 2 of them look the same. It's just sometimes he does the one, like after the meteor, he does the one where he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, explosion. When he just jumps into the sky, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's a one-handed attack. That's why it's faster. It's not a two-handed attack. He's got 4 different teleport moves. So that's those 2. And then there's the one where he dashes forward. And then there's the one where he dashes sideways first. And then comes at you twice. Like one is fake and then one is real. I understand now. See, like that back and forth shit is gonna get me killed in phase 2. Run away. Run left. I was hoping that would get to phase 2. That was a risky attack. Okay. Explosion? Yeah, I thought so. One, two. Thanks you for like giving me a second to get close. Not that close. Fuck you too, bud. One, two, three, four, duck and dodge and heal. Don't get greedy. 1, 2, 3, 4, duck and that's the one-handed one. I can't believe I fucking dodged early there. I'm getting so much better at phase 2. I feel like I'm actually making progress. So yesterday I was like, there's 4 teleport moves, and then I got gaslit because he just didn't use that one after I saw it. So I was like, is there only 3? Nope, I was right the first time. There's 4. It's just 2 of them are literally the same animation, and then it ends different. It's one of them he explodes, one of them he doesn't. I dodged too early. I'm so fucking pissed. I could benefit from watching a guide. I haven't yet, but I think I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I feel like I'm better at fighting him after today, that's for sure. But I'm gonna take tomorrow off, fix my sleep schedule, get healthy, feel better, take care of myself, take a mental day. Holy shit. See, literally that dodge, the one that I go back and forth. So it's like 1, 2. You have to spam roll, right? 1, 2. You want to go the same direction and circle him like this. Left, right? Bam. Left, 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 right? Boom. And then this you go a little bit left, jump into the explosion and run straight towards camera, hang a right, and then jump forward. A little bit. Not actually forward, but like jump. You don't run completely right and jump forward. You don't run completely like one direction and then jump that way. You kind of angle it forward so that you... I don't know how the fuck... You see how I'm dodging like not directly to the left, but like a little bit forward left? That's what you want to do for the meteorites. I'm understanding now. And then here, boom. My headphones are dying. Alright, I get to swap them. Reloading headphones, it's actually awesome. Maybe after this I do 3 stocks. Lock the fuck in. See how far we can get in phase 2. Alright. What? Oh wow, I had low... I didn't even realize I was chipped. I mean, it also sucks that I got killed by the secondary splash attack at like the end of it. It's a trail, and I got hit by the edge of the last one. That's just painful. All right, fuck it. We'll put the stocks up. We're playing Smash Bros now. Speaking of Sakurai, I didn't send out the chat signal today because I didn't think I'd beat him. Isn't that sad? I didn't send out the chat signal because I was like, I'm probably not gonna fucking kill him. But I did learn what I wanted to, which is nice. So the stock rule is when we get to phase 2 and die, we take a stock. Anything earlier than that, we don't count it because it wasn't a real attempt on like learning anything. It's typically just a fuck up in phase 1 because we can consistently get here. I don't know who the fuck he's swinging at, but it ain't me. An oldie but a goodie. What? Oh, it's because I crouched. It pushed my back out. Alright. Should've just kept rolling. Alright. Alright. Doesn't count because we didn't get to phase 2. But I said that before we died, so. Okay. We just need one perfect run. It's actually better if I just sprinted. Now that I know how to actually dodge that. It's not just knowing how to dodge, it's being able to tell other people how to do it too. I feel like that's... If I can help the community fight this fucking guy, that's nice. Oh my god, my nose is itchy. Fuck, it's so close. That's why you have to jump, because it gets rid of the lower half hitbox. I'm pretty sure. It looks like it's just going straight through my back leg. Damn, we just beat the shit out of him. Yeah, we actually did so good just there. That's crazy. That poor bastard just got grabbed. I'm not talking about Radon. Dude, fuck you. Dude, jump, teleport. 1, 2. Ah, I got you. You got me. Alright, fair trade. One, two, three, four, duck and go into it. I shouldn't have put my shield up. Alright, that's a stock. That's a stock. That's a stock. That's one of them. Status madness. I am mad. Come on. The problem with the guides that exist right now is they all use like stat increasing gear. Even though they're no leveling, they all increase their stats. So they're really like level 30 when they're fighting this guy. And I'm kind of fucked because of that. They use a different weapon, they use a different move set, different timing. It's like I just have to look at how they dodge certain moves because it's the only thing that we have in common is what the boss is throwing at us. They need to dodge into him to the right there. Buff my weapon. I just had an idea. I have a video where someone beat the DLC negative at level negative 179, 0 in all stats without enhancers. That is crazy. What the fuck are they even using? Their fists? They're like an hour-long boss fight. I was hoping that would get him into phase 2. They can only use Serpent Hunter. Okay. That makes sense, actually. The stat requirements on that. Remember, it's only phase 2 that we take a stock away. Longest fight is 30 minutes, I think. Wow, it's actually zeros. That's... How the fuck did I never notice that? That's my question. It's stronger than my weapon. Are you fucking kidding me? I would be better off using this fucking thing, dude. Let's just fuck around real quick. This is what they fight like. This is who they are. We have the timing down, so I know when to attack. I just don't know which attack. I have to do a normal light attack. This is what it looks like. Exactly. I do the same damage. I'm gonna let him kill me. I do the same damage with a heavy as I do with a light attack. Yeah, fuck this weapon. I can see how it's possible though. I can see how it's possible. And I have scaling for all level 10s. Like, even though it's like close to what he would do, but I am stronger than that guy, the negative fucking level 779. You see, I'm a level 1 slime though, so I get the benefit. Except he has way less stats. Exactly. His scaling is... That's fucking insane. His scaling is way lower. So he's doing way less damage. This is lighter? This is lighter? This is lighter armor? No, it's the same. In fact, it just has less poise. What? I'm gonna do the weapon swap thing. I have an idea. Hell of a time to change my weapon there, but hey, it works. I'm dead. Alright, I'm changing back. No more weapon swapping. The weapon, like... Fuck. Alright, so I know what I'm gonna do. I am going to go and farm another Lord Sworn's straight sword on stream. Right? We're gonna use all of our item enhancing drop bullshit. We're gonna go farm one of these. And then I'm gonna upgrade it to level 25. And then I'm going to put the cold Ash of War on it. And they should be right next to each other. Like this. And so I'm going to switch my element. The negative 79 guy is the same person that no-hit Elden Ring at uncapped new game plus 1,000 minimum boss health was 500. Jesus. Actually... I can understand if you can do a level 1 run, you can do a negative level 79 run. I know that sounds crazy, but it's because the timing remains the same. It's not like in New Game Plus they have faster combos, because then it'll eventually become impossible to dodge. But if you know the timing of the attacks and the spacing of the attacks, you don't have to tank the attack. I'm putting my old armor back on. I know who I am. Shining armor. But it's a matter of time. That's the thing. Like, if I increase my stats, I'm doing more damage, but I still have to fight the boss out. That's kind of why I don't increase my stats, is because I want to be able to learn it without getting too far too fast, and then I ignore an entire phase. Like how when I helped with Moog, we killed Moog before he even got to phase 2. It's like, then if I did that in a no leveling run, can't really say I beat that boss in my head, because there's like an entire fucking phase that everyone has trouble with that I didn't even experience. So that's also why I'm kind of like, this was the first no-hit. Also, doing that run gave him the title Elden Ring Sicko. Yeah, actually, Elden Ring, you went sicko mode. The New Game Plus, like 1,000 or whatever, is fucking... See, that just hit my leg and exploded early. So you have like iframes in your jump. On your legs, at least. The jumping over the meteorite is how you dodge it. Even if it's about to fucking hit you, it's safer as an option for the movement. That did not hit me, but okay. He visibly swung next to me and over my head. Phase 2. Alright, now we could lose a stock if we die. I want to see someone dodge it in a way that I don't, like, I wouldn't try. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might die right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're learning new ways to dodge these attacks. 1, 2. You got to be fucking kidding me. Okay, I do know now it's better to dodge to his left, because the trail is like in front of him to the left, but it goes outward. It doesn't reach his right side. So if I dodge left and wind up on his right side, I wind up with the swords, but not with the explosion. And it's the end of the combo, so I don't have to worry about being on the swords for like a next attack. There is no next attack. I gotta take a stock off before I forget. At least we learned like 2 things in that. If you circle him, you're fine. Also, that dodge that we did, oh, fuck me. I didn't cut right soon enough. I've like talking to other people who are playing Elden Ring. I mentioned, like, they ask for your Elden Ring experience when you're giving advice in like a live stream. And I'm like, oh, I'm playing no leveling right now. And they're like, you're fucking crazy. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not like a normal thing people do. If you ever want to read about his success, there are a lot of things in Game Radar. He's the streamer I sent in Discord too. Nice, yeah, I checked it out. I will check out more. I don't think I'm going to get like popular or famous doing a no leveling run for Elden Ring. I'm not like worried about my numbers. I've mentioned it before. It's kind of like I've always wondered as a game designer, because it's natural for you to fight these guys and be like, that was so unfair. That's impossible. How do you fucking dodge that, right? Like, I remember feeling that for a lot of things in like Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1. And then when I heard, like, because when I was playing it originally, when I played Demon Souls, there were no guides like that. There weren't, like, it wasn't a community like that when I played. So, like, in, like, Dark Souls 2 and 3, it really became popular for people to do it. I'm sure there were people doing it. But, like, it wasn't, like, a thing that people did. What the fuck? I was, like, on the very edge of that. So, like, now, like, when I started hearing that people can do that, I wondered as a game designer, how the fuck did they do that? How did they balance the game? What is the timing? What do you have to do? Now I understand how they expect you to play the game. So I got like a glimpse into the mind of the designer. I always wanted to make a Souls-like when I was like way younger. So I feel like before the no leveling, I would have probably made a really shitty Souls-like. But now I understand what makes a Souls game a Souls game. We've beaten all of them. Every fucking boss in the entire series, pretty much. Elden Ring is too big. I'd have to go around the entire map and clear every single, like, sub-boss and stuff. But I don't doubt that it's possible now. Like, doing the Lamenter... We just didn't do, like, the doppelganger bosses. Like, we've killed, like, one of every boss. But we didn't go back and kill, like, all 5 of the same fucking, like, Lion and Misbegotten, you know? Or, like, all of the Knights Cavalry. We've killed them. We killed a couple of them. But we didn't kill, like, all 9 of them across the map for every drop and stuff. When you beat one of those guys, you pretty much beat them all. Because they're all the same. Like, actually. Well, there's the mace guy and the halberd guy. So if you beat both of those, then you beat them all. You beat all the rest of them. Actually, I think there's, like, maybe a flail guy. Maybe. No, there is a flail. It's just, right? It's not a mace, it's a flail. At least I think so. Okay, what? He's been catching me with that move, like, all day. It's a double... The reason... Alright, let me explain why it's confusing. It's a double roll attack combo, right? He just does this. 1, 2. So you need to just spam roll through it. Like, not the whole combo, but those 2 moves in sequence, there's no time in between. If you duck, and you're not pressing the roll, and then you do it again, it doesn't matter how fast you react. You're always going to get hit by the second one. So the first roll requires you to spam for that combo. So when I get hit on that, it doesn't make sense to me because I'm spamming. And that's the timing of that move. Like, I know that timing. So it's like, okay, did my roll not get registered or did I fuck up the spacing? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because I know the timing for that is just double roll. That's it. That's all you need to do. Run. Sideways. Jump. What the fuck? That one hit my leg and killed me. Maybe I jumped too far forward. Like, I went a little bit more left forward than I should have. Oh, sorry, beyond. Let's get this last stock done with. I'm gonna try and lock in now. But that's that move that he keeps hitting me with and killing me with, the, like, double up attack. I know the timing. It's actually really easy. It's not like a hesitate or perfect frame trap. You just spam roll. You just press the fucking roll button nonstop. And you dodge the attack like this. Ready? 1, 2. That's it. That's literally it. It's not that hard. But he has another one where he opens the combo with that, right? Like it's that combo where he does the... Woo! Yeah, I jumped too far forward on that last one. Like, it's the difference between... Wait, let's see. Like, it's the difference between this... Oh. Okay. We'll take a freebie. I didn't get to show the bad jump though. Those 2 jumps that I did are like, well, the first one's the bad one, in a different way. 1, 2, go over to the side, hit that, dodge, dodge, duck under, and wait, go for that, and then he continued the combo into the last hit. There's a lot of combos where he just cuts them off and doesn't do the full thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Technically 6, 7. Don't do it. Don't say the thing. I'm too old to be making 6, 7 jokes. So like this, ready? Run back, run left, and then jump a little bit forward. I like really dodged that one, but that's it. 6, 7 is so annoying, I know. I mean, hey, I didn't think they'd do it. I didn't think we'd get another funny number in my lifetime, but somehow we did. Phase 2. Alright, so this is the last stock. Wish me luck, guys. One, 2, 3, 4, duck, and dodge into him. 1, 2. Heavy attack. I'm fucking so bad at dodging that, dude. It's because of phase 1. I'm not timing it in phase 1. I'm dodging it in phase 1. And I always fuck the timing up to land with the stomp. I need to be patient enough to dodge with the explosion, right? It's just so hard. The difference is, it's a very small difference. It's like, it's this. Ready? I'm gonna show the 2 different attacks that I have. I'm gonna take that last stock because I died. That's it. But here, I'll show you guys how to dodge that, so that you can learn from my mistake. Ready? And also, so you know that I know what the fuck I'm talking about and why I keep dying. So it's like this. That's a phase 1 stomp. That's what he does in phase 1. He stomps, and then it goes in a wave, right? But only in front of him. That's phase 1. So I'm just ducking, like where the blood stain is, right? That's the safe spot. If you duck where the blood stain is, this one right here, in phase 1, you don't have to do the timing. It just does the fucking, it does the explosion. In phase 2, it's more like this. He explodes around himself when he stomps. So that's that's the difference of phase 1 and 2. Phase 1, you don't need to time it because you could jump behind him. So what's happening is I jump into the bloodstain and then he explodes and fucking kills me. So that's what's happening. Also, the fact that that doesn't one-shot you as a level 1 is kind of great. I'm gonna change my physics because if I forget to change that back, I'm gonna fucking die. But that is what's happening in between phase 1 and 2 and why the stomp keeps killing me in phase 2. Because I'm dodging when I should be timing. So I need to learn that. I need to take a break, unlearn what I've learned. I'm not going to play tomorrow. I'm going to relax. I'm going to watch some YouTube vids, catch up on my favorite content creators. I suggest you do the same. Share me around. Let them know that I exist. Because when we come back, we're coming back with a vengeance for all those that Mikola has wronged. GG's, guys.